If any people newly joined, so welcome to the Quality Third. So to learn the cloud data engineering with the GCP. People already joined yesterday demo. So we'll do the quick walkthrough what we discussed yesterday. And with that, we'll continue with the today's session. So yesterday we discussed about
What is data?
data, and we discussed about what is information. Then we discussed about what is ETL. Then we discussed about what is cloud at high level. Then we discussed about our course structure. So these are the topics we covered as part of our yesterday's session. Just will quickly go through all these topics one more time. Just I will take 5 to 10 minutes of time for a quick recap. Then we'll continue with the today's session. So what is data? As we discussed yesterday, data is nothing but collection of raw material in unorganized format. So data is nothing but collection of raw material in unorganized format. For example, if I'm giving just data like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can't able to understand whether this is employee ID or department ID or what it is. So this is nothing but indirectly we can call is a kind of a raw material. Or for example, if I'm giving the name as Ganga, we cannot able to predict whether it is a girl's name or a river name or project name. We could not able to understand. That's the reason simply we can call this is also kind of a raw material. In the same way, if I'm giving some values like this 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, if I'm giving this kind of data also, you cannot able to understand whether this is the savings amount data or our salary data. We can't able to understand, which is nothing but here we are having some raw material. With this raw material, we cannot able to understand what is the meaning of this information. So this kind of thing we can able to call it as nothing but data. So simply we can able to say data is nothing but collection of raw material in unorganized format. Now, in the real time, if we are going to get this kind of raw material, our end users cannot able to perform any kind of analysis. For that reason, what we need to do, we need to convert this data into the information format. Now, what is the meaning of information? If we are getting the data in organized format, that we can call it as nothing but information. So whenever we are going to get the data in the organized format, such kind of data simply we can call it as nothing but information. Now in the same previous example, for example, if I'm going to give the data like this, I'm going to say this is my employee ID and this is my e-name. For example, this is my amount. Now, if I am going to provide the data like this, now what you can able to understand, all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are nothing but employee IDs. And this Ganga is nothing but employee name. And this 1000, 2000, 3000, all this is nothing but amount values. Now, if you are going to give data like this, by using this data, you can able to understand what it means. So these are employee IDs and this is the employee name and this is the amount. So by using this data, you can able to understand what it is. This kind of data only we can call it as nothing but information. So overall, we can able to say data is nothing but collection of raw material in unorganized format. Information is nothing but if we are getting the data in the organized format, that kind of data only we can call it as nothing but information. Now in the real time, what is going to happen is first we'll get the data. We will convert this data into information. So what is going to happen in the real time? First, we are going to get the raw data, and whatever the raw data we are going to get, that data we are going to convert into the information format. So yesterday we discussed about one statement, collection of data from different types of sources and convert that data into organized format for the purpose of doing analysis to take the decisions. So this is the one of the statement yesterday we discussed in our day 1 class, collection of data from different types of sources and convert the data into the organized format for the purpose of doing analysis to take the decisions. Now to understand the statement, yesterday we discussed about one example, Citibank example. Now, for example, if we have the Citibank and Citibank is having total 1000 branches across India. Now, out of these 1,000 branches, for example, as a CEO or as a manager, they want to close 100 branches. Now, if they want to close 100 branches, what they need to do? First, they need to understand what is the turnover in each and every branch. In each and every branch, they need to understand what is the turnover. And by seeing the turnover only, they can able to take the decision in which branch we are having the less turnover, in which branch we are having the more turnover, in whatever the branch we are going to have the less turnover, that branch we are going to close. That kind of decision CEOs and managers can able to take, which is nothing but as a CEO or manager, if they want to take this kind of decision, first what they need to do here, they need to get the information of turnover in each and every branch. Once they got this information, by seeing this data, they can able to take some kind of decisions. But tell me, from where we can able to get this turnover information? From where we can able to get this turnover information? As we discussed yesterday, in the Citibank, we are going to have the savings department, and we are going to have loans department, and we are going to have demat department, and we are going to have credit cards department. So like this, we are going to have the different kind of departments in the banking sector. Now we in each and every branch will have the savings department.
Hello. Hello. Your voice is not audible. Hello.
I think some network issues.
Your voice is
Hello?
We are
Hello.
unable to hear you.
Yeah. Sir, we are unable to hear your voice, sir.
I think network issues are affecting us.
Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
I think network issues are happening. Team is working now.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, some network issue here. So actually because of the rain, so some power cuts also happening today. So sorry for that. Hope it is clear now, right? My voice is clear.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, it is clear. It's clear.
And you are able to see my screen share also.
Yes.
Okay, cool, nice. Okay, we'll continue. Now, as part of our example, as a CEO or as a manager, if they want to take the decision, they need to get the turnover information. Now, for example, in this Citibank, savings department is having 1 crore turnover, and loans department is having, for example, 5 crore turnover, and demat department is having, for example, 10 crores as a turnover, and credit cards department is having, for example, 7 crores as a turnover. Now, if you want to get the total turnover, what we need to do here? We need to perform the summing operation between all this data. With that only, we can able to get the total turnover information. We need to perform summing operation between all this data. With that, we can able to get the total turnover information. Yeah, people who are not on mute, can you please go on mute? Okay, so here we need to perform the summing operation, and once we are going to perform the summing operation, we are going to get the total turnover, and that turnover information we are going to share with the managers or CEO. Based on that, they will take the decisions. Now, for example, here savings department is maintaining all the data in the test format, and loans department maintaining all the data in the JSON format, and DMAT department, they are maintaining all the data in the XML format, and credit cost department, they are maintaining all the data in the tabular formats. Now, if we are going to have the data in the different formats, we cannot able to perform the summing operations. For example, if all these departments data are present in the tabular format, then you can able to perform the summing operations with the help of the SQL query. But coming to here, we are having one department data in the test file, one department data in the JSON file, one department data in the XML file, one department data in the tabular format. So if we are having the data in the different formats, we cannot able to perform any kind of summing operation. That's the reason whatever the data we are having in the different formats, this we can able to call it as nothing but unorganized data. Now, if you want to do the analysis here, or if you want to get the total turnover here, what we need to do? We need to convert all different formats of data into the single format. For example, I will convert this test file data into table format, and I will convert this JSON file data into table format. I will convert this XML file data into table format. And already coming to credit departments, whatever the data we are having in the tables, we are going to load the data into the again same into the same DB tables. Now, if you observe here, so once we are going to maintain all this data in the same format, now what we can do here, we can able to perform the summing operation. With the help of the summing operation, you can able to get the total turnover. By using that, our managers or CEO can able to take the decision. Now here, whatever the unorganized data we are having here, we are converting that unorganized data into the organized format. Now, what is the unorganized data here? Text file, JSON file, XML file, all this data is in the unorganized format. Now we are converting this unorganized data into the organized format. Now, what is the organized data? All this tabular format data only we are calling it as a organized data. So overall, if you observe here in the Citibank example or in the Citibank use case, we are converting unorganized data into the organized format for the purpose of doing this summing operation. Why we are doing this summing operation? With this, you can able to get the total turnover. By using this turnover information, as a CEO or as a manager or as a business people, they can able to take some kind of decisions. Here, what is the decision they are going to take? Out of these 1,000 branches, they want to close the 100 branches. For the purpose of taking this decision, we are converting unorganized data into the organized format. Now, this entire process only we can call it as nothing but data warehousing process. So whatever we are discussing so far, this is the entire process, converting the unorganized data into organized format. After that, my end user is going to perform the analysis. After that, they are going to take the decision. This entire process we can be able to call it as nothing but data warehousing process. Now you people try to understand what is the meaning of data warehousing process. What simply we can able to say? Collection of data from different types of the sources and convert the data into the organized format for the purpose of doing analysis to take the decisions. This entire process only we can able to call it as nothing but data warehousing process. Just I want to give the pause for 1 minute. Any questions so far, please ask me. Already we discussed about all these topics in the yesterday's session. Just I've given the quick recap of about all this. Any questions, people?
No, sir.
Okay, well and good. Now here, if you observe what we are here in this entire statement, we are performing the different kind of activities. First activity is nothing but collection of data. So this only we can able to call it as nothing but extraction. So this is the one more topic we discussed yesterday. What is the ETL? In the ETL, E is nothing but extraction. What is the meaning of extraction? When we are going to collect the data from the different types of the sources, that activity we can able to call it as nothing but extraction. And second one is nothing but T for transformation. What is the meaning of transformation? See what we are doing here. After collection of data from the different types of sources, we are converting the data into the organized format, which is nothing but, if we are converting one format of data into other format, that activity only we can able to call it as nothing but transformation. Now after that, L for load. What is the meaning of load here? After converting the data, we need to perform the loading operations into our database system. That operation only we can able to call it as nothing but load. Overall, as part of this entire statement, or as part of data warehousing process, what activities we are performing? We are performing extraction, we are performing transformation, we are performing the loading operation. This activity only we can able to call it as nothing but ETL. E for extraction, which is nothing but collection of data. T for transformation, which is nothing but converting one format of data into other format. L for loading, which is nothing but we are loading that organized data into our database systems or data warehouse systems or data lakes. That activity only we can able to call it as nothing but loading operations. Now you people try to give the answer. If you are going to work in the data warehousing projects, what all are the activities we need to perform? Any guesses? If you are going to work in the data warehousing projects, what activities we need to perform?
Transformations.
Transformations are loading.
Directly transformation. Are we not going to perform the extraction?
Extraction also. ETL.
Yeah,
process.
extraction
Yeah, so
also.
as a data warehousing process or in the data warehousing process projects, or I can able to say whenever you are going to work in the any data related projects, compulsory we are going to perform the three different operations, which is nothing but extraction, transformation, loading. Here I'm saying in the data warehousing projects. Now, for example, in the data warehousing projects, we are going to have ETL developers, which is nothing but as a ETL developer, he need to perform extraction, transformation, and loading operations. Just I will type here. As a ETL developers, they need to perform extraction, transformation, and loading operations. Now, as a ETL developer, to perform these three operations here, they are going to use the tools called as ETL tools. Now, in the market, we are having Informatica, Data Stage, Abincio. So like this, we are having the different ETL tools in the market. By using any one of the ETL tool in their project, they are going to perform the ETL operations. With the help of these ETL operations, they are going to build a system called as nothing but data warehouse system. With the help of these ETL tools, what they are doing here, they are going to build a system called as nothing but data warehouse system. Now, immediately people will ask the question, sir, what is the meaning of this data warehouse system? Any guesses? Above what we discussed? This is nothing but data warehousing process. By using this data warehousing process, we are going to build one system. That system only we are calling it as nothing but data warehouse system. Indirectly, whenever if anyone is going to ask the question, what is the data warehousing process? Or if anyone is going to ask the question, what is the data warehouse? Then what we can able to say? Simply we can able to say data warehouse is nothing but, just I will add that point here. Data warehouse is nothing but, what is the data warehouse? Collection of data from different types of the sources and convert the data into organized format for the purpose of doing analysis to take the decisions. So this entire process, we are calling it as a data warehousing process. By performing this data warehousing process, we are going to build a system called as nothing but data warehouse systems. What we are doing here, we are going to build a system called as nothing but data warehouse system. So overall, here we are discussing indirectly about what is data warehouse. We are discussing about what is the data warehousing process. In parallel, we are discussing about what is extraction, what is transformation, and what is the loading. Now I will ask one question, you try to give the answer. In data warehouse system, what operations we are going to perform? Any answers, please? If you are going to build the data warehouse system in the real-time projects, what operations we are going to perform?
Extraction and transformation.
Extraction, transformation, and loading operations. These three operations we are going to perform in the real time if you are going to build the data warehouse systems. Now tell me, who is going to perform all these ETL operations in the real time?
ETL
Who is going to
developers.
perform? As a
ETL
ETL developers, they are going to perform all these operations in the real time. Now, by using what they are going to perform these operations?
ETL tools.
By using ETL tools like Informatica, DataStage, and Abinshow, they are going to perform the ETL operations. With that, they are going to build the data warehouse system. Okay. Now, whatever the information we discussed so far about this data warehouse, this is the trend happened till 6 to 7 years back, or I can able to say 10 years back. This is the trend happened, and now also same trend is happening in the real-time projects. In some of the projects, as a ETL developers, they are going to use the ETL tool. With the help of the ETL tool only, they are going to build the data warehouse systems in the current, in some of the projects in the current. Okay, but nowadays what happened is, instead of using the ETL tools, now we are going to use the Hadoop stack. So in the real-time process, what is happening now? Now we are going to use the Hadoop stack. Now within the Hadoop stack, we are going to use Spark, or we are going to use Hive, or we are going to use, so for the streaming process, we are going to use the Kafka. So like this. So actually in the last 10-15 years, so this big data is came into the picture. So with the big data, we are got the Hadoop stack. Within the Hadoop stack, we are having the Spark, Hive, and Kafka. Now, with the help of the Spark, Hive, and Kafka, what we can do here is, here simply we can able to perform the ETL operations. Okay. So with the help of the Spark, we can able to say, we are going to perform data processing operations, or we can able to say, we can able to perform the ETL operations. So what I'm telling here, now in the current market, in the current projects, in the real time, most of the projects are slowly migrating to the big data system. And in the big data system, what they are doing here, they are using the Hadoop stack. Within the Hadoop stack, they are using the Spark for the purpose of doing data processing and ETL operations. And they are using the Hive to build the data warehouse system. They are using Kafka for the purpose of live streaming data. They are using the Kafka for the purpose of dealing with the streaming data. Not only these three, we are having the so many other tools in the Hadoop stack. Just for example, I'm saying that Spark, Hive, and Kafka. Now immediately you can able to get the question. Sir, earlier you said that for the purpose of doing ETL operations, we need to use the ETL tools. But now you are saying that for the purpose of doing ETL operations, we are going to use the Spark. Why you are saying like that? Why I am saying like that is, this is the legacy. Legacy is nothing but earlier, as a ETL developers, they are using the ETL tools, and all these tools are kind of licensed versions. So we need to pay huge amount of money for Informatica, or DataStage, or Abinshow. We need to pay huge amount of money as part of our licensing cost. And after paying the money, you will get the license. With that, by using the ETL tools, we are going to build the data warehouse system. But once big data came into the picture, and once Spark came into the picture, all these are the kind of open source tools, which is nothing but no need to pay any kind of money. So with the free cost, we can able to use the Spark. And with the help of the Spark, simply we can able to perform the ETL operations. Now you try to give the answer. If we are having the two different options, in first option, we need to pay huge amount of money for the purpose of building our system. In second option, no need to pay any kind of money for the purpose of building our system. Now, which option you are going to choose? Option 1 or option 2?
Option 2.
Obviously, we are
two.
going to choose the option 2, because in the option 2, everything is coming as a open source. No need to do any kind of, you no need to pay any license cost. So which is nothing but without paying the amount or without spending the money, we can able to achieve our requirements. That's the reason nowadays most of the projects are migrating to the big data stack. Already some of the projects are already migrated, and whatever the pending projects are in the real-time system, those projects are slowly migrating to our big data system. Now in the big data system, whomever going to use this Hadoop stack, those kind of people, indirectly we are calling it as nothing but data engineers. See, if people are going to use the ETL tools, those people we are calling it as a ETL developers. But in the real time, if anyone is going to use the big data system, within the big data system, if anyone is going to use the Hadoop stack for the purpose of doing the ETL operations, such kind of people, what we are calling it as nothing but data engineers. Just I want to give the pause for 1 minute here. Any questions, please ask me.
So sir, yeah, this Hadoop we are using for storage system now, like
Yes.
HDFS for storage system.
Yeah, we are
So
using, see, actually, so
how-
what I told here, coming to Spark, here we are just doing the data processing operations. But if you want to store the data, where we need to store the data, we are going to store the data in the HDFS system only. But I am not using all those terminologies because this is the demo session. If I'm going to start using all those terminologies, might be people will get the confusion. That's the reason I am using only very few terminologies from the Hadoop perspective.
okay, so how I'm asking how much storage they provide us freely? Like you say that Hadoop is an open source system and it's totally free. So
Yeah, see,
how?
actually, when we are dealing with the big data or Hadoop, we need to maintain the clusters. So if you are going to maintain the clusters, so for example, if you are going to maintain the 100 node cluster, or if you are going to maintain the 1000 node cluster, in those based on the number of clusters, we can able to increase the amount of data. Either you can able to maintain the terabytes of data or petabytes of data by depending on number of clusters which we are going to maintain as part of our big data system. Indirectly, again, if you observe here, if you want to understand the storage information, how much amount of data we are going to store, how we are going to store the data, indirectly you need to understand again our big data architecture, what is the cluster, what is the name node, what is the data node, all these things we need to understand. By understanding all those things, automatically you can able to understand how much amount of data easily we can able to store in our big data system. Those topics we are going to cover in detail as part of our coming classes. But for now, simply I can able to say, based on the number of clusters we are going to maintain in the real time by using the big data, that based on that we can able to maintain huge amount of data.
Just like any numbering, like we can deal with metadata and TB
Yeah, I can
in
able to say
TB
we can
and
able to maintain either terabytes of data or petabytes of data by depending on our requirement with the help of this big data system.
okay, okay.
By depending on number of clusters.
By depending on number of cluster, we can deal any amount of data in Hadoop.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Small note. Could you explain me the difference between data warehouse and database?
Difference between database and data warehouse. Okay.
Yeah.
So actually, after 15 or 20 minutes, we are going to discuss about one topic called as nothing but database, data warehouse, data lake, delta lake. So actually, if you are going to work in the real time as a data engineer, you are going to use the words called as data warehouse, data lake, and delta lake. So these are the different terminologies we are going to use in the real time. When I'm going to discuss about the topic in next 15 or 20 minutes, then I will cover about differences between database, data warehouse, and also data lake and delta lake.
Okay.
Is it fine?
Okay, sir. Okay,
I
sir.
will
Yeah.
cover this topic after 20 or 25 minutes. Please give some time. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. If no questions, we'll proceed. Now see here or here in all these places, either if you are going to use the ETL tools or if you are going to use the big data, here what we need to do? First thing, we need to maintain the storage systems. Okay, this is the first thing compulsory. Either if you are going to build the data warehouse system, here we are going to deal with the unorganized data. That unorganized data we need to maintain it some storage system. And even if you are going to use the big data, also what we need to do here, we need to store the unorganized data, which is nothing but either as a ETL developer or as a data engineer. If you are going to work in the real time, compulsory we need to deal with the storage systems. In the same way, in the real time, if you want to maintain all these ETL tools or if you want to maintain the big data, we need to maintain some servers and we need to maintain the network. Here I can able to say we need to maintain the physical servers. So we need to maintain the storage systems and we need to maintain the physical servers and we need to maintain the network and we need to install all the required softwares. And whenever it is required, we need to upgrade the softwares also. See, actually, whatever the thing we discussed so far as a ETL developer or as a data engineer, if you are going to work in the real-time system, we are going to deal with the storage systems, we are going to deal with the physical servers, we need to have some basic knowledge on network, and we need to install the required softwares in all the systems, and whenever it is required, we need to do the upgradation of the softwares. But you tell me, if you want to maintain all these things manually, is it a time consuming activity or is it a fast activity? You need to maintain storage system manually, you need to maintain physical servers manually, you
Time
need to
taking
install the
process.
required software, you need to upgrade the softwares. If you want to do all these activities manually, it will complete very fastly or it will take very good amount of time.
Time taking process, sir. It will take time.
It will take very good amount of time in our real-time system. Now, instead of taking that much of time to simplify all these things, now cloud is came into the picture. Not now. So before 5-6 years only cloud came into the picture. Just I'm trying to explain you what is the purpose of the cloud here. Now, whenever we are going to use the cloud, from our side, no need to worry about the storage system. From our side, no need to worry about the physical server. From our side, no need to worry about the network. From our side, no need to worry about the installation of the software. No need to worry about the upgradation of the software. Then who is going to take care of all these things? In real time, our cloud providers. Whomever is going to provide the cloud in the real time, they are going to take care of all these activities. Now in the real time, we are having different cloud providers like AWS, GCP, and Azure. So we have some other cloud providers also, but these are the main cloud providers we are having in the real time: AWS, GCP, and Azure. But if you take the AWS or GCP or Azure, what is the common thing between all these things? All these people are going to provide the cloud services, which is nothing but, in our example, they are going to provide the storage system, and they are going to provide the physical servers, they are going to provide the required softwares, they will take care of the upgradation of the softwares, they will take care of the network and everything, which is nothing but, as a cloud provider, they will take care of all these activities. Now, as a data engineer or as a ETL developer, if you are going to use the cloud system, then where we need to focus? Do we need to focus on all these things or we need to focus on any other things? Any guesses?
Other things regarding data engineer roles, extraction.
Yeah, as a data engineer
loading,
or as a
yeah.
ETL developer, I'm asking.
Yeah, we need to
If
focus
you
on
are going to use the cloud, then as a ETL developer or as a data engineer, where we need to focus more?
data processing.
Yep. So see here, we can able to mainly focus on the data processing, because from our side, no need to worry how we need to maintain storage system, how we need to maintain the physical server. For example, one server crash. Do we need to worry? No, cloud provider will take care of all these things. Okay. Now, for example, any upgradation of the software required. Do we need to worry about that? Your cloud provider will take care of all those things. That's the reason I'm saying that as a data engineer or as a ETL developer, if you are going to use the cloud system, now need to worry about all these things. So what we need to worry? You need to simply focus on how we need to perform the data processing operations, or we can able to say how we need to perform the ETL operations. By seeing the statement, you tell me, as a data engineer or as a ETL developer, whether you should have knowledge on cloud or not. What I'm telling, as a cloud, if you are going to use the cloud as a ETL developer or as a data engineer, no need to worry about all these things. By using the statement, can we able to say, as a ETL developer, as a data engineer, whether you should have knowledge on cloud or not? Is it required or not? I can able to say here, as a data engineer, compulsory, you should have knowledge on cloud also. Now immediately people can able to get the question, sir, just now you mentioned that as a ETL developer, as a data engineer, no need to worry about the storage system, physical server, network, software upgradation when we are going to use the cloud. Then as a data engineer, why I need to understand about the cloud? Any guesses from your side?
Sir, so basically you already said that for regarding storage system, when we deal with Hadoop on-premise kind of things, so we no need to worried about storage system now. We can store any amount of data. But if else you use cloud technology, so if you use AWS, GCP, Azure, so you need a particular subscription and you need to pay extra, you need to pay a particular amount. Or when you use Hadoop, so you can deal with any amount of data. So why we are using cloud technology?
Yeah, see, for example, again, same question. If you are going to use the big data, as I told you earlier, we need to maintain the clusters, right? Now,
Right.
who need to maintain the clusters? Clusters are nothing but indirectly you can think about the physical servers. Now, if you want to maintain the physical servers, is it the simple activity or complex activity?
Yeah, it's complex activity, or we need to pay. But if you use cloud technology, then also we need to pay now.
Yeah, then also we need to pay. But if you are going to use the cloud, here we are going to say pay as you use. What is the one more statement? One more general statement which we are using in the cloud is pay as you use or pay as you go, which is nothing but how much we are using, only
That
that amount we are going to pay as part of the cloud. But
right.
if you are going to maintain the physical servers, what you need to do here, you need to purchase all the servers. For example, today you are purchasing the 1,000 servers or 2,000 servers, but tomorrow you don't have the requirement of those many servers. Can we able to sell all these servers again? No, right? But if you are
Right,
going to
right.
use the cloud, what we can do here is whenever you want, you can able to turn on the 1,000 servers. Whenever you don't want, you can able to switch off the around 500 or 600 servers. Whatever the number of servers are required, we can able to maintain only those many number of servers. That kind of feasibility is available in the cloud. But if you are going to maintain all the servers in the physical mode, then what we need to do, we need to maintain all these servers, even if you are using or without using also, you have to maintain all the servers by purchasing. But if you are going to use the cloud, we are not maintaining anything physically, and whenever you don't want to use any kind of server, simply we can able to switch off the server. With that, no need to pay any extra kind of amount if you are going to use the cloud. That's the reason nowadays most of the companies are migrating to the cloud for the purpose of saving the cost. You are thinking only from the storage perspective, but I am telling from the physical servers perspective. For example, you are going to maintain the thousands clusters. In all those clusters, we need to upgrade the software. Now you tell me, if you want to do this activity manually, is it the simple activity or complex activity?
It's a complex and time consuming
It's a very
activity.
complex. It's not only complex, it's a very, very complex. For upgradation of the software only in the companies, in the projects, we are going to take around 1 to 2 months of time. But once we are going to switch to the cloud, who is going to take care of upgradation of the software? Your cloud system will take care of that. I'm not going to say in the cloud it won't take the time, but compared to 2 months, it can able to complete within 3 to 4 days, or within 1 week. We can able to upgrade the softwares when we are going to use the cloud system. These all are the advantages we are having by using the cloud. That's the reason nowadays most of the companies are migrating to the cloud also. Is it clear?
Oh, right.
I am Srinivas.
So you say that
Hello?
most of the
How many percentage of people are using GCP? Or I mean, if you compare to AWS, GCP, Azure, so which one is better in the market?
Comparison you're asking, right? Yeah, for comparison, just I will.
I mean, which one has more jobs? Which one is the market? I mean, captured by. Generally, we see that in the market.
See. No, just want to give the clear instruction to all the people. Yeah, just I know your excitement. You want to understand which technologies have, which cloud is having the more calls and which cloud is having the less calls, and in market which cloud we are using more. But if you are going to discuss about all these things now, what will happen is our main topic will deviate. Okay, I will cover that definitely after some time, but try to focus on current topic what we are discussing. So I am not pointing anyone. Why I'm telling is, if we are going to discuss about the jobs, and if we are going to discuss about the demand of the cloud, then what we are doing indirectly, completely we are moving to the different topic instead of focusing on the current topic. Sorry for that.
Hello, sir. Yeah, related to this only, my question is, I mean, removing the cost benefit, which one is the fastest way to do operations? I mean, using the big data technologies or legacy tools, or this one cloud, which is the fastest way to doing the operations?
By using the clouds, we can able to perform the fastest operations, because within the cloud also they are going to provide the, for example, if you take the AWS, we are having the EMR. If you take the GCP, we are going to have the data proc. If you are going to use the Azure, there we are having the Azure Factory, or we are having the Synopsys, or we are having the HD inside. So like this, every cloud is providing different service for the purpose of handling the big data within the cloud. With the help of that, we can able to perform the fastest operations with the help of the cloud.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now just we'll continue here. So actually I taken this as the one more pending question. Which cloud is having the more calls, or which cloud is more demand in the market? Someone asked the question, so we'll discuss about this after some time. Okay, just we'll continue here. Now what I'm telling here, as a data engineer, slowly compulsory we need to move to the cloud also, because in real time most of the projects are already migrated to the cloud, and some of the projects are slowly migrating to the cloud. For that reason, if you are going to learn the data engineer, or if you are going to work as a data engineer, compulsory you should have knowledge on the cloud also. For that reason only, now we are seeing the jobs with the name called as cloud data engineer, which is nothing but what? You should have knowledge on data engineering topics. At the same time, you should have knowledge on the cloud topics also. People who all are having knowledge on Hadoop stack with cloud knowledge, such kind of people simply we can able to call it as nothing but cloud data engineer. So for that reason, I'm saying that if you are going to focus on the data engineering side, or if you are already working in the data engineering side, or if you want to learn the data engineer, compulsory you have to focus on the cloud side also. With that, you can able to become as a cloud data engineer. With that, what you can do, either you can apply for the jobs of data engineer, or you can apply for the jobs of cloud data engineer in the real time market. Okay, now just we'll quickly discuss about, just 1 second.
Sir, sorry for the interruption.
Yeah.
Actually, present situation means ఇప్పుడున్న situation లో some gossips are maybe I don't know. ఏంటంటే జాబ్స్ ఇప్పుడున్న ఏదో మళ్ళీ రెసిషన్ వస్తుంది, సో సమ్ జాబ్స్ ఇప్పుడు కాల్స్ లేవు, అది అనేది చిన్న టాక్ ఉంది. అది ఇట్స్ రైట్ ఆర్ ఎనీ న్యూస్ అబౌట్
Again the same thing. Again the same thing. Is it related to current topic? A team, definitely I will answer for all these kind of questions at the end of the class, because if you are going to discuss about these kind of things, our main technical class will disturb. Okay, just I'm taking it as a pending question. We'll discuss about this at the end of the class. Is it fine?
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Sorry to cut you people. So again I'm repeating the same thing. If we are going to discuss about these other topics, our main topic will disturb, and some people are plainly want to focus on the technical side. Some people want to focus on these kind of things. So if I'm going to stop in between our technical thing, automatically people will disturb. That's the reason we'll discuss about all these kind of questions at the end of the class. Please bear with me. Okay, yeah. Now simply we'll try to understand what is the cloud computing. We'll try to understand what is the cloud computing. Just 1 second. Just I can able to say, cloud computing refers to the delivery of computing resources such as servers and storage and databases and networking and software and analytics over the internet. So whatever we discussed so far, by using this, just to try to understand the statement, what I'm telling here, cloud computing refers to the delivery of computing resources. What is the meaning of resources here? As we discussed earlier, servers, storage, network, required softwares, all these things we can able to get with the help of the cloud. But is it physically or over the internet? Over the internet. We are not maintaining anything physically, everything is virtually. But if it is virtual, how we can able to get all these things automatically? Through the internet we can able to get your servers, storage, databases, software, network, analytics, everything you can able to get through the internet. This kind of process only we are calling it as nothing but cloud computing. Now who is going to provide this kind of cloud computing? Our cloud providers are providing this kind of cloud computing. As I told you, AWS, GCP and Azure, these are the some of the cloud providers. They will provide the servers, they will provide the storage, they will provide the databases, they will provide the networking, they will provide the software, they only will provide the analytics. Is it physically or virtually? They are going to provide all these things virtually over the internet. That kind of process only simply we can able to call it as nothing but cloud computing. And one more important thing we need to understand, as part of cloud computing, we can able to get scalability automatically, we can able to get flexibility, and you can able to get cost effectiveness and we are going to pay what we use. So these are some advantages or some basic features of the cloud computing or cloud providers I can able to say. One is the scalability, other one is the flexibility, and next one is cost effectiveness, and how much we are going to pay. Whatever we are going to use, only that much amount only we are going to pay to the cloud providers. We are going to pay what we use. Okay, so these are the some of the features we can able to say from the cloud computing perspective: scalability, flexibility, cost effectiveness, and whatever how much we are going to use, and only that much amount we are going to pay to the cloud providers. Now immediately people will ask the question, sir, what is the meaning of scalability? Earlier someone asked the question, right? So sir, how we can able to maintain the servers and everything? Now for example, today you are maintaining 100 servers. Just will take the Flipkart example, for example. So in the Flipkart example, today they are maintaining 100 servers in the backend. But tomorrow, for example, they are starting the billion day. Now tell me, if they are going to start some kind of offers, or if they are going to start some kind of billion day, then on that day, traffic will increase to the Flipkart or traffic will reduce to the Flipkart?
Increase.
What is going to happen? Definitely traffic will increase. Now, if traffic is going to increase 2 times or 3 times, 2x or 3x, now these 100 servers can able to support the Flipkart backend system? No, right? So for example, every day, for example, they are getting around 1 lakh traffic. 1 lakh users are coming to the Flipkart. So to maintain the 1 lakh traffic, they are maintaining the 100 servers. But during the billion day, because of the offers, so traffic is increased, which is nothing but 2x or 3x. 2x is nothing but either 2 lakhs or 3 lakh customers are visiting to the Flipkart server, Flipkart application. Now, with the help of these 100 servers, can we able to maintain everything? No, right? Now, as a Flipkart people, as part of these billion days, they want to increase the number of servers. For example, they want to increase number of servers as 300 servers. Now, if you want to do it physically, what will happen? It will take good amount of time. But when we are going to use the cloud, automatically we can able to increase number of physical servers within the short amount of time, that we can able to call it as nothing but scalability. So scalability is nothing but we are increasing the number of resources by depending on the requirement. Earlier we are maintaining 100 servers, but during the billion day, I want to increase the number of servers automatically and in very less amount of time. So that activity or that kind of feature, we are calling it as a scalability. This scalability feature we are getting from the cloud providers. Now, for example, my billion day is over. Now, after completion of billion day, now what we need to do? Still, we need to maintain the 300 servers, or we need to reduce the number of servers?
No, we have to
now
reduce.
We need to reduce again our number of servers to, for example, only 100 servers, which is nothing but during the billion day, we are increasing the number of servers. After the billion day, we are decreasing the number of servers. Indirectly, by depending on our requirement, either we are increasing the servers or we are decreasing the servers. That kind of activity we can able to call it as nothing but scaling our physical resources or decreasing our number of resources. That feature we are calling it as a scalability. That is the feature we are getting automatically with the help of the cloud providers. Now, no need to worry from our side how to increase the number of servers or how to decrease the number of servers. This kind of activity will be taken care by our cloud providers if we are going to use the cloud system in our real-time projects. Now, one more thing, you tell me, what is the meaning of flexibility? Any guesses? What is the meaning of flexibility? Okay, just I will tell you that. Now, for example, morning time we are going to have the huge traffic generally, and night time definitely we are going to have the less amount of traffic. And then also what we can do, automatically we can able to switch off the servers by depending on our requirement. Just we need to pass some kind of inputs to the cloud. By depending on those inputs, morning time it will increase the servers, evening time it will decrease the servers. That kind of thing we can able to call it as nothing but flexibility. By depending on your flexibility, we can able to rapidly increase the system, or we can rapidly decrease the number of systems by depending on our requirements or by depending on the flexibility. So this is the way simply we can able to say, as a cloud providers or as part of cloud computing, we are going to get all these kind of features. One is the scalability, one is the flexibility, and one more is cost effectiveness. Any guesses what is the meaning of cost effectiveness here? What is the meaning of cost effectiveness? While increasing the number of servers or while decreasing the number of servers, are we saving the cost or not? Yes or no? Are we saving cost or not?
Yes.
Simple answer. Yes or
Reducing,
no?
I mean, yeah, yes.
Yes, right, because if you want to increase the 100 servers to 300 servers manually on the on-premise system, it will take so many number of days, and also we need to maintain the admin system, we need to maintain the network system. It will take good amount of time, and we need to pay the money to all these people. But once we are going to use the cloud, automatically all these things are happening within the short span of time, and by using the limited number of people. With that, automatically what will happen, we can able to save the good amount of cost. That's the reason we are going to say this is the one more feature of the cloud. So like this, we can able to say simply, whenever we are going to use the cloud, we can able to see all these kind of features. One is the scalability, one is the flexibility, other one is cost effectiveness, and one more important thing is, as much as you are using, we are paying the money to only that we are calling it as a, we are going to pay what we use. This is the one more feature of the cloud. So this is the high level information, team. So actually, because of the demo, just I'm covering at the high level. What is cloud? What all are the uses of the cloud? What all are the features of the cloud computing? But in our coming classes, we are going to discuss about in detail about cloud features, in detail about cloud properties, in detail about all the respective things of the cloud. But this is for the just high level understanding. What is cloud? What is cloud computing? What all are the features of the cloud, and what all are the advantages of the cloud? This is the kind of a high level information that we are discussing as part of our demo session. Okay, just I want to give the pause for 1 more minute. Any questions, please ask me related to this topic.
Yes, sir. So just
Yeah.
wanted to check on the data security levels. Like, just wanted to understand how
Yeah,
the
just I
data is
want to add
secure.
here, they are going to provide the security features also.
Yeah.
Now tell me, do we need to worry about the
Which
security
is
features? No.
better, like,
Cloud,
where
within the cloud, they are going to give the different kind of algorithms and different types of the keys. With the help of that, we are going to get the security features also automatically with the help of the cloud. But how they are going to provide the security features, that is the advanced topic that we are going to discuss in the coming classes. But at present, how to get the security of the data, or how to get the security of our systems and everything. So who is going to take care of that? Our cloud providers only will take care of all these things automatically in our real-time systems.
Thank you.
Okay. Yep. Any other questions, team? Okay. If no questions, just I will quickly discuss about one more topic here, which is nothing but ETL. So earlier we discussed about ETL. Now we need to understand ELT also, because nowadays, so you might be, some people are listening about this ELT. Sir, we discuss about ETL. Then what is this ELT? Any guesses, team, again? Are we using any
Extraction,
letters here?
load,
E
transformation.
for extraction, T for transformation, L for
L for
loading.
loading.
Already you know about what is the meaning of each and every letter. Here just we are calling it as, this is the ETL. This we are calling it as a ELT. Here what we are doing? First we are doing the extraction, then we are doing the transformation, then we are loading the data. That operation we are calling it as a ETL. But nowadays, in some of the projects, based on their requirement, what they are doing is, first they are performing the operation called as a extraction. After that, they are loading the data directly. Then they are performing the transformations, which is nothing but, we are going to build a system. In the system, we are going to load raw data. So what we are going to do here, blindly we are going to load the raw data. After loading the raw data, we are going to perform the transformations. In some of the projects, by depending on the requirements, what they are doing here, first they will extract the data, then they will load the raw data without applying any kind of transformations. After loading the raw data, they are going to apply the transformations based on their business requirement. That kind of operations only we are calling it as a ELT operations. One is the ETL and one is the ELT operations. Now immediately some people can able to get the question, sir, you are saying the ETL, you are saying the ELT, but in which projects we are going to see the ETL operations, in which projects we are going to see the ELT operations. So for that, I can able to say simply, in data warehousing projects or in data warehouse systems, we are going to perform the ETL operations. In data warehouse projects or in the data warehouse systems, we are going to perform the operations called as nothing but ETL operations. Then in which system we are going to perform the ELT operations? Just any guesses from anyone? Any guesses? Yeah, here I can able to say in the data lake projects or in data lake systems, we are going to perform the ELT operations. If you are going to work in the data lake projects or if you are going to work in the data lake systems, then what we are going to do here, we are going to perform the operation called as nothing but ELT operations. Now immediately people can able to get the question, sir, what is the data lake? Earlier we discussed about data warehouse, we are clear, but what is the data lake here? What is the data lake? Any guesses, team? Okay, I will cover. So as part of data lake here, what we are doing is, earlier what we did, first we extracted the data, then we applied the transformations, then we loaded the data into our target systems for the purpose of doing the analysis, which is nothing but when you are going to perform the analysis, then before that already we are transforming the data. Just I will quote that point here. In these projects, before doing analysis itself, we are having transformed data. So why I'm saying this point here, as part of data warehousing projects, here we are performing the ETL operations, which is nothing but we are doing extraction, transformation, and loading. Then only our end user can able to perform the analysis and they can able to take the decisions, which is nothing but in the data warehousing projects, what is going to happen before doing the analysis itself, we are having the transformed data. With the help of this transformed data, our end users are going to perform the analysis. But if you are going to work in the data lake systems, here what will happen is, during analysis. So what I'm telling here, during the analysis of the data, we are going to perform the transformed operations. With that, our end users are going to perform the analysis. Okay, generally these kind of data lake systems in the real time we can able to see in the ML projects, or in the if people are using any data scientist people are there. In such kind of projects, we can able to see the data lake system. Just I will touch the high level at the ML or data scientist here. As a ML person or as a ML people or as a data scientist, they are going to analyze the data. Now, for the purpose of doing analysis on the data, what they will do here, they will not ask us to do the transformation immediately. As part of doing the analysis, at that point of time, they will perform the transforming operations. For that, what we need to do, we need to maintain all the raw data first. By using the raw data, our ML people or our data scientists are going to perform the analysis, but they are not directly doing the analysis on the raw data. As part of doing analysis, what they will do here, they are going to convert that raw data into the organized format. On top of that, they are going to perform the analysis. For that reason, we are going to say we are first going to load the data. After that, we are performing the transforming operation, and whenever we are going to perform these kind of operations, such kind of system only we can able to call it as nothing but data lake systems. In simple words, we can able to say as part of data lake, we are not transforming the data immediately like we are doing in the data warehouse system. During the analysis only, we are going to perform the transformed operations. Such kind of systems only we can able to call it as nothing but data lake systems. Just I want to give the 1 minute here, 1 minute pause. Any questions, please ask me here on top of data lake. So if you are having any kind of confusion, people, so forget about all these things. In the simple words, if you want to remember, during the analysis, if we are going to perform any kind of transforming operations, or first if you are going to perform loading operations, then if you are going to perform in the transformation operations, such kind of systems indirectly we can call it as nothing but data lake systems. This is the easy way of understanding. Still, if you are having any kind of questions, please ask me here. Okay, if no questions,
Sir,
now I will ask a question to you.
Yeah, sorry for I have a question.
Please.
In ML projects, we have extraction, load, and transformation. So they data scientists, or I think they are perform on extracted data, na? They perform operations on like visuals and BI tools. So they perform on extracted data
No, no,
or
no, no.
raw
See,
data.
actually, visual tools and all those are nothing but reports. There we are going to have the aggregated data. What is the meaning of aggregated data? That is the transformed data already. Okay, for example, if I'm given the 1,000 transactions for 100 customers, every customer is doing the 10 transaction. Just I'm giving the example. Okay, we are having the 100 customers. Every customer is doing the 10 transactions. Now we are having the 1,000 records. Now, as a data scientist or ML engineer or ML person, if I want to do the analysis here, I want to get the kind of aggregated data. So with the help of aggregate data, what I can do here, I can able to see how much total transaction each and every person is doing in that system. So with that, I can able to do some kind of analysis. With that, I can able to propose some kind of solutions. Indirectly, as a ML engineer or as a data scientist people, what they are doing here, they are not working on the reports. They are going to work on the transformed data. But what they are doing here is, as part of doing analysis, they are going to perform the transformation. But in the data warehousing projects or in the previous Citibank example, what I told you, first we need to get the data, then we need to apply the transformation. On top of the data, as a CEO or as a manager, they are going to perform the analysis, which is nothing but there. First we are doing the transformation, then we are loading the data. But coming to here in the data lake system, what
No,
we are
yeah,
doing
that
first,
thing I'm asking now. They transform the data and then load. They load extracted data, na aggregated data. We say that they load aggregated data in data warehouse system, na. Or if we are working on that ML project, so our ELT extract, load, and transform. So after transformation, we need to load that data. Then we perform any Power BI tool.
okay, I understood. Okay, your point I understood. Now tell he, see here, I am telling extract the data. Okay, just I will type here for your easy understanding. Extract the data. Then I'm telling that load the data. But tell me here, we are loading the raw data or transform data?
Raw data.
Loading the raw data. Whatever the raw data is nothing but earlier we discussed, right? Text file, JSON file, XML file, whatever the data we are getting, we are loading the same data as easily into our system. After loading the raw data, then we are going to perform the transformations. Now, while, so just I'm giving the example, while doing the transformations, for example, I'm performing some aggregate operations.
Okay.
And on top of this aggregate operations, directly I will perform the analysis if I want. This is one scenario. As part of doing the transformations or as part of doing aggregate operations, on top of that, directly I will do the analysis. Otherwise, I will load this data again. But tell me here, now if I'm going to say the load the data, is it the raw data or is it the transformed data?
Transform data.
Yeah, that's the difference you need to understand. Your point is valid. I understood your point. You are saying that, sir, once we did the transformation here, again, as a ML people or as a data scientist, if they want to do the analysis, they need to do the analysis from a database system or from a report. For that, again, what we need to do, we need to perform the loading operation, which is nothing but after transforming also here, we are going to perform the loading. But what kind of data we are loading here? We are loading the transformed data. But coming to here in this middle one, coming to loading here, what kind of data we are loading in the L here? We are loading the raw data. That is the difference between here, this ETL and ELT. Now tell me in this ETL operation, here what kind of data we are loading here as part of L?
It transform data.
Here we are loading transformed data. But coming to in the ELT operations, what we are doing as part of this cell, we are loading the raw data. After loading the raw data, during the analysis, we are going to perform the transformations. On the fly, they can able to perform the analysis. Otherwise, if requires, they will load the data again. But what is the data they are loading? They are not loading the raw data. They are loading the transformed data. That is the difference you need to understand between this cell operation and this cell operation as part of this overall example. Is it clear now or still any confusion?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But after all, we need if any ML person they work on transform data na. So in data lake where one more activity we need to add. So this is costly operation, I think.
Yeah, just I will tell you. See, as a ML person, every time they are not going to work on the aggregate data. Sometimes they need to work on the detailed data also.
Yeah,
Again, if
that's
you want to discuss, again, we need to discuss about what all are the roles and responsibilities of the ML people. But
yeah,
just at the high level, I can able to say, as
got
a
it, got
ML
it.
person, sometimes they need to do the analysis on the detailed data. Okay,
Okay,
because they
okay.
are doing the kind of a prediction analysis and all these kind of things. If they want to do the prediction, sometimes they need to do the analysis on the detailed data. Sometimes they need to perform the analysis on the aggregate data. So for that reason, they are going to use the systems called as nothing but data lake system. In the data lake system, what is the feasibility we are having? They can able to access the data for raw data, or they can able to convert this data, raw data, into aggregate operations. Based on that, they can able to perform the analysis by depending on their requirement. Either they can able to access the detailed data, or they can able to convert the data into aggregate operations, aggregate data. Based on that also, they can able to perform the prediction analysis. For that
Yeah,
reason, I'm saying that as part of ML projects, they are going to perform generally ELT operations.
right, right. Got it. Thanks for.
Clear, right? Okay,
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
nice. Any other questions, team?
Sir, like I have one more question here.
Yeah, please.
How about the performance here? Like, because as we are dealing with raw data, because in the previous
Yeah,
project,
very
ETL
good
project,
question. Yeah, very good question. Actually, if you see here, first we are doing the extraction, then we are performing the loading. After loading the data, we are doing the transformation. So as part of loading, what we are doing here, we are converting all unorganized data into organized format. In the previous example, we are converting text file to table. We are converting XML file to table. We are converting JSON file to table. After that, we are applying our aggregations or our joins and all those things. Based on that, we are loading the data. But
Yes.
coming to here, what we are doing, we are applying the transformations on the raw data. For example, one file is in the text file, one file is in the XML file, one file is in the JSON file. On top of this raw data, we are going to perform the transformations. Now, by using this statement, you try to give the answer where we can able to see the good performance, where we can able to see the bad performance between data warehouse and data lake. Any guesses? Obviously, in the data warehouse systems, we can able to see the good performance compared to our data lake systems. But because of the requirements, or by depending on the type of the project we are going to work, there we are going to perform sometimes ELT operations. Sometimes we are going to perform the ETL operations by depending on the requirements of the project. But if you ask me, I can able to say from the performance perspective, I can able to say in the data warehousing projects, we can able to see the good performance, because already here we are converting all the raw data into the organized format. On top of that, we are going to perform the transformations. But in the data lake process, what we are doing, we are performing the transformations on the raw data. That's the reason, compared to data warehouse systems, in the data lake projects, we can able to see the less performance. It's not a huge difference, but we can able to see the less difference, less performance, degradation of performance in the data lake projects. Okay.
But in data lake projects or whatever here we are using, we are dealing with huge volume of data, right? So that is the reason I'm trying.
Yes. Yeah, that is the one more. Actually, in the data warehousing process also, we are going to deal with a huge amount of data. So did I told you in the data warehousing projects, we are dealing with the less amount of data, no, right? In the data warehousing projects or in the data lake projects, in the both the projects, we are going to deal with the huge amount of data. And now see, actually that is a problem statement. Now, so what I'm telling, in the data lake projects, we are going to see the huge performance degradation. Now, to increase the performance of system here we are having some kind of techniques in the data lake projects also, that we are going to cover in the coming classes. So for example, if your question is, in the data lake projects, we are going to maintain the huge amount of data. And I'm saying that in the data lake projects, we can able to see the some kind of degradation in the performance. Then how we can able to improvise the performance in the data lake projects, how we can able to do that kind of activities, that topic separately we are going to cover in the coming classes.
Okay. Yeah. That's
Sir,
It's clear, right? Okay.
Sir, yeah.
sir.
Just clear, yes, sir. So where we store more data, in data lake or data warehouse?
I can able to say in data warehouse also we are going to maintain the huge data. In the
Okay.
data lake also we are going to maintain the huge data. But if you are asking the comparison between data warehouse and data lake, I can able to say in the data lake only we are going to store the huge data.
In data lake, you say
In the data
we
lake,
store more. We store more data.
Yeah, in the data
right.
lake, we are going to store the more data compared to the data warehouse system.
Right.
It
Thank
means in data warehouse, we are not maintaining less data. We are going to maintain the huge data in the data warehouse also. But if you want to compare the data warehouse and data lake, then I can able to say, compared to data warehouse, in the data lake, we are going to maintain the huge amount of data. Hope this statement is clear. Am I
Right, right.
Okay.
సార్
Cool. Yeah.
సార్ మనం అంటే ఈ డేటా లోడ్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం కదా సార్. సో దీనికోసం మనకి సెపరేట్ గా డేటాబేస్ ఉండాలా? అంటే మనం 2 డేటాబేసెస్ మెయింటైన్ చేయాలా? రా డేటా వచ్చినప్పుడు ఒక డేటాబేస్ లో ఉంటుంది, మళ్ళీ మనం లోడ్ చేస్తున్నాం కదా, అది వేరే డేటాబేస్ లోకి లోడ్ చేస్తున్నామా?
Yeah, very good question. Actually, so if you see here, if you are going to use the cloud system, do we need to worry about this data and everything? Because if you are going to use the cloud, so what they are going to provide earlier, what I told you, they are going to provide the storage systems. By using those storage systems, we can able to maintain the data. That is one answer for our
Okay, sir.
question.
And
So we are going. Yeah, I will give the second answer. Then you can continue the question. Okay. So first thing, in the cloud, we are going to get the storage systems. In the storage systems, we can able to maintain the raw data and we can able to maintain the transformer data. That is one thing. Another thing, if you want, we can able to maintain the 2 different databases also, or two different storage systems also. For maintaining raw data, we are going to maintain one storage system. To maintain the aggregate data also, we are going to maintain the one more storage system. But if you remember earlier what I told you, as part of this ML projects or as a ML engineer, are they expecting compulsory they want to store the data? No, right? If you see, what is the statement here? During the analysis only, they are going to perform the transforming operation. On the fly, they are going to perform the analysis, which is nothing but in some of the projects, after doing the transformation, we want to store the data. As a ML engineer, they will write some kind of script. On the fly, they will do the aggregate operation. On the fly, with the help of that data, they will do some kind of analysis. But in some of the projects, after doing the analysis on the raw data, they want to store the data, which is nothing but they want to load the data. In that situation, we need to maintain the 2 storage systems, one for maintaining the raw data, one for maintaining the aggregate data. So in some of the projects, there is a situation we need to maintain the 2 different storage layers for the purpose of dealing raw data, for the purpose of dealing our aggregate data. Now please continue with your question.
Yeah,
or is it clear?
అంటే sir, it's fine, but I mean, నా క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్స్ చేస్తే రా డేటా మీద ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్స్ చేస్తున్నారు కదా సార్. అప్పుడు సో కంప్లీట్ గా మన రా డేటా మిస్ అయిపోతుందంట కదా. రేపు అన్ని రోజు కంప్లీట్ గా డేటా అనలైజ్ చేసుకోవాలి, రా డేటా కూడా అనుకుంటే వచ్చిన రా డేటా మీద ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్ చేస్తే మనం ఒరిజినల్ డేటా మిస్ అయిపోతాం. ఐ మీన్ మన ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్ మనకు కావాల్సినవి చేస్తాం, బట్ ఒరిజినల్ డేటా కూడా మనం ఉంచుకోవాలి కదా. ఐ మీన్ రేపు
No, yeah, we'll have the original data. What I'm telling here, we are going to have the 2 storage systems. In one storage system, we are going to maintain the raw data as is. In the second storage system, we are going to maintain the aggregate data. Okay. Now you tell me, are we deleting the raw data here?
No.
No, right? This is the answer for when we are going to maintain the 2 storage systems. Now, for example, if I am going to maintain the only one storage system, then in the storage system, always we are going to maintain the raw data only. Now, when we are going to get the aggregator on the fly, ML engineers will write some kind of scripts. By using those scripts, they are going to convert this raw data into the aggregate format. But don't think that converting is nothing but they are changing the data here. They are not changing the data. Raw data would be present as is. They are reading the data from this raw file.
I mean, copying data and they are applying the transformations of copying data.
No, they won't do the copying also. So what they will do here is they will read the data. They will read the data. After reading the data, on top of that, they are going to perform the operation. Simply, I will give the example.
Okay, sir.
So again, advanced topic. In the
I got
Spark,
it,
we
like
are having the
using
concept
of
called.
I mean, okay.
No, just I will give a small example. You can get the clear picture. So in the Spark, we are having the concept called as a data frame. With the help of the data frame, you can able to read the data from the file. What is the meaning of reading? We are not touching the raw file. We are not deleting the raw file. We are not doing any operations on the raw file. Just we are reading. And whenever we are reading the data from the data frame, that data frame data will be storing in the cache. Cache is nothing but RAM memory. Now on top of this cache, our by using the script, we are performing the aggregate operations. We are getting the aggregate data. On top of this data, we are going to perform the analysis. But if you observe here, in this entire process, are we deleting the data, any data from the raw data here?
No, sir. నాకు అర్థమైంది.
Which is nothing but always we are going to maintain the raw data in the storage system.
ఓకే సార్, అర్థమైంది. అంటే రీడ్ చేసి కావాల్సిన డేటా తీసుకుని అది ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకే. ఒరిజినల్ డేటా అలాగే ఉంటుంది. ఓకే సార్.
Exactly. And just I'm repeating, in one kind of projects we are doing like this, but in the second type of the projects we are going to maintain the 2 different layers. One storage layer 1, storage layer 2. In the storage layer 1, what we will do, we will maintain all the raw data. In the storage layer 2, we are going to maintain all the aggregate data. That is by depending on the requirement. Don't think that in every project we are going to maintain the same architecture. In every project we are going to have the similar kind of requirement. By depending on the project requirements, our process will be changing.
But cost కూడా పెరుగుతుంది కదా సార్ 2 layers మెయింటైన్ చేసి.
Yeah, obviously. So because, see, if they are having such kind of requirement, they need to bear the cost also. So by thinking about the cost, see, by thinking about the cost.
రిక్వైర్మెంట్ అంటే ఐ మీన్ జనరల్ గా ఇది మనకు బెనిఫిట్ ఉన్నప్పుడు మళ్ళీ రిక్వైర్మెంట్స్ అంటే ఉండొచ్చు సార్. ఐ మీన్ సెకండ్ ఇది మెయింటైన్ చేయాల్సినంత రిక్వైర్మెంట్ అంటే
For example, in one of the projects, all the ML people want to decide, I don't want to perform the analysis on the fly. Every time I want, whatever the analysis I'm doing, whatever the aggregate data I'm getting, I want to store the data. And this data, some other person can able to use in future by depending on their requirement. Now, this is the requirement, and this is the thing in one of the project ML people decided. Then do we need to maintain the store? Do we need to store the data or not?
Yeah.
As a ML engineer, they are building the aggregate data, and they want to use the same data second day, third day, and fourth day by depending on their requirement. Now, every time they need to process the data, or can be able to store this data for the repetitive usage in the coming days.
Yeah, we can store for the.
We can store because they are having that requirement. They want to use the same data for coming days for the purpose of doing the repetitive analysis. But in other project, they want to generate the aggregate data, but they want to use the data only one time. If they want to use that data only one time, do we need to store that data?
No need.
It's not required, right? So that's the requirement. Okay, so by depending on the type of the requirement in the project, they will decide whether they want to go with the 2 storage layers or they want to go with the 1 storage layer. So, and who will take all these kind of decisions? Any guesses, team? Whether we need to go with the 2 storage layers or 1 storage layer, all these kind of decisions who will take?
Data engineers.
There, our cloud architect and data architect will come into the picture. So yesterday someone is asking the question. I think yesterday I remember someone is asking the question, sir, what is the difference between cloud data engineer and cloud architect? So for deciding these kind of things, our cloud architect will come into the picture. He will give the best design for this kind of requirement. Go with only 1 storage layer. For this kind of requirement, go with the 2 storage layers. So that kind of decisions or that kind of design will be taken care by our cloud architect or our data architect as part of our real-time projects.
Srinivas, do you have any practical demo on the system?
Sorry, come again?
No, do you have any practical demo on the system?
No, practicals we are going to start from the regular classes. So today this is the kind of a theoretical class from the technical side. So because it's why I can able to say that. So for example, if I'm going to start the practical today itself, what will happen is some people are already having some experience in the IT industry, but most of the people are non-IT people. If I'm going to start with the demo and if I'm going to show you everything in the hands-on, so first day only they will get a lot of confusion, they will get a lot of scareness. So already by seeing all these kind of questions itself, they will get some kind of scareness. That's the reason just I'm not starting any kind of hands-on sessions from today. Once we are going to start with our regular classes, then we are going to start everything with the hands-ons and with the examples and everything. Hope it is clear.
Yes, thanks for sharing your knowledge, sir. Sir, so basically in data lake means ADLS?
Data lake means you're asking ADLS. So tell me, so only in the Azure do we have the data lake?
No,
in
no,
the GCP
no.
we are having the data lake in other.
Yeah, in GCP we have also, and AWS we have also. I'm asking general. So ADLS or data lake means same, equal?
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
Or okay, so when we work on on-premise kind of thing, that time, so that data lake concept was there, or that data lake concept was on?
Actually, this data lake concept came recently, but when cloud is evaluated, then this data lake concept came.
Okay, okay. When we work on on-premise, that time data lake concept are not there, right?
Yeah, at that time we are having the mostly data warehousing projects only. We don't have any data lake projects on-premise.
Yeah, got it now, clear. Okay. Okay. Or secondly, you are saying in data frame, so you work on data frame and you apply transformation and you apply joins. So these all things are stored in cache, you say, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So before when we apply dot save operation, df dot save, and then we pass on file path, that time only we can get extracted data. Then before we have no changes on the raw data, right?
Yes, correct. So if you are given the dot read, it is going to perform the reading operations. Then if you are going to perform the dot joins or dot aggregate operations, all these are nothing but happening in the cache. Then at the end, if you are going to perform the dot write operation, then it is going to write the data into our target storage layer. But again, just I want to cut you here. So because of
Mhm.
this dot read, dot write, and all these are the new technologies for the other people. So that's the reason I want to stop the question here.
Yeah,
Don't take me wrong.
No,
Okay?
yeah.
But coming
No,
to your
I am
question, this is
leading.
the answer. Dot
Yeah,
read
yeah.
is nothing but reading the data, and dot write is nothing but writing the data into the one more storage layer. In between, whatever the operations we are going to perform, all those operations are happening on the cache only.
Cache on those are on
Okay.
cache. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
One query, sir. Hello, one query, sir. Actually,
Yeah, tell me.
here engineers can performing the analysis. They are applying the algorithms on raw data.
No. 1 second. No, 1 second. Data engineers are not going to perform any kind of analysis.
ML engineers are performing algorithms.
ML people are going to perform the kind of traditional analysis, and they are going to use some kind of ML algorithms, and with that they will do analysis on the data. Yeah, continue, please.
So actually, here the data will be in the different flat files, JSON or Excel or text files. There are different kinds of files. So all these time for different flat files, how they will apply? So whether the data will stored in database or like this flat files only.
No, that's the thing I told you now. So actually here they will write some kind of scripts. So they, for example, in the Spark, at a time you can able to read the data from the text file by using one data frame, and by using other data frame you can able to read the data from the JSON file. By using one more data frame you can able to read the data from the XML file. Now we are going to have the three different data frames. One is reading the data from the text file, one is reading the data from the JSON file, one is reading the data from the XML file. Now on top of these three data frames we can able to perform any kind of aggregate operations or join operations by depending on our requirement. So I told you, right, as a ML people they will write some kind of scripts. As part of execution of the scripts they are going to get the transformer data. On top of that data they are going to perform the analysis. But I didn't inform you what kind of scripts they are going to write. Now coming to your question, I can able to say whatever the scripts they are writing, in those scripts they will convert the text file to data frame, JSON file to data frame, XML file to data frame. Then on top of that they are going to perform the analysis. Just for simple understanding, I said that ML people will write the scripts, and on top of that, they are going to do everything.
Okay.
Is it clear now?
Yeah, clear. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, perfect. Very good. Any other questions, team? Okay, just will continue. So already I think 1.5 hours is over. Just I will quickly wrap up in the next 15 minutes. Okay. Now, by seeing all these explanations, from the beginning, from the 10 or 10-15 onwards we are discussing, right? By seeing all these things, you try to give the answer as a ETL developer or as a data engineer or as a cloud data engineer. What all are our responsibilities? I will give my list from my side, but with your understanding, you try to give the answer with all this explanation, whatever you understood so far. What all are the responsibilities of data engineer or cloud data engineer?
Transformation.
Very good.
Handling the data in an organized way. That
is nothing but transformation.
Yeah,
correct. That is the simply we can able to say transformation in the simple words. Transform the data.
To maintain pipeline.
Very good. So second one, we need to maintain pipeline. So maintain the pipelines are nothing but, so we are going to extract the data, transform the data, and loading the data. For this, we are going to build some kind of scripts or anything, right? That only we can call it as nothing but pipeline. Or for if anyone don't know about pipeline, to maintain ETL operations. For easiness, I can able to say like this: to maintain pipeline, or we can able to say to perform the ETL operation. That is the one more responsibility of the cloud data engineer or data engineer. What else? Okay, so I don't want to take much time. So I think people are not flexible here. Just I will show you quickly what are the responsibilities of data engineer in the real time. See, these are the different responsibilities. Are you able to see all these letters properly, or you want me to zoom it?
Fine.
It's visual.
OPG defined right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you see here in the real time, data pipeline development, designing the data infrastructure, data modeling and architecture. Immediately people will get the confusion. Sir, just now you said that these activities will taken care by our cloud architect. Then why you are saying this is the responsibilities of the data engineer? Simple thing. So for example, as a data engineer or cloud data engineer, if you are going to put, for example, 6 to 7 years of experience, then they will expect you need to do this activity. Or as a data engineer, If you are going to put 6 to 7 years of experience, then might be in the project they will expect you need to do some kind of architecture activities or you need to perform some kind of designing activities. Okay, that's the reason actually here I mentioned responsibilities across all the years of experience as a 2 years or 3 years or 5 years or 6 to 7 years of experience as a cloud data engineer. Generally, what kind of responsibilities we are going to play in the real time that I mentioned here. So data pipeline development, designing data infrastructure, data modeling and architecture, data integration, working with the cloud technologies, data transformation and processing, data warehouse and database management, data monitoring and quality assurance, monitoring and troubleshooting, automation and orchestration, cloud platform expertise, optimizing the performance. Earlier someone asked the question, sir, in the cloud data lake we are seeing the bad performance, so who you need to improve the performance there? As a data engineer, that is your responsibility. That's the reason here you can able to say optimizing the performance and scalability. And one more thing, ensure the data security and compliance, collaboration with the data scientists and analysts, continuous learning, contribute to data strategy. All these are the different responsibilities as a data engineer we are going to play in the real time. Now immediately some people can able to get the question, sir, simply you open the Excel sheet, you read all these things, how we can able to understand all this? Tell me how you can able to understand all these things. So once you are going to join the course, in our course we are going to discuss about all these things, which is nothing but after 45 days or 50 days, if I am going to open this Excel sheet, you yourself can able to explain what is the meaning of data integration. You yourself can able to explain what is the meaning of orchestration. You yourself can able to explain what is the meaning of optimizing the performance. I am not touching all these responsibilities in the detailed way in the today's demonstration. Just I'm giving the high level overview. These are all the responsibilities as a cloud data engineer we are going to perform in the real time. In our classes, we are going to discuss about each and every responsibility with the practicals, with the hands-on. With that, after 45 days or 50 days, you are in the position to explain about all these responsibilities and you are in the position to explain about what activities we are going to perform in the real-time projects. Is it clear? Don't ask me the question immediately, sir, what is the orchestration or what is the meaning of monitoring? Definitely we are going to cover all these topics as part of our coming classes. Just I want to give the high level glimpse what are the responsibilities as a cloud data engineer we are going to play in the real time projects. Okay,
Yeah, got it.
Yep.
Srinivas, what is the data injection?
Sorry,
Data injection.
data
I had many times people talking about data
ingestion. Yeah, very good. So ingestion is nothing but earlier what I told you, read that. So we are converting that unorganized data into organized format, which is nothing but you are reading the data from the text file, you are loading the data into either data lake or you are loading the data into data warehouse system. That activity is nothing but ingestion. Ingestion is nothing but reading the data from one place, writing the data into some other place. That activity we can call it as a ingestion. Now you tell me how many different kind of files we are can able to see in the real time. It's not the question to that person, for everyone. Any guesses, team?
As you want.
like Excel sheet,
Text files, or we are going to deal with the JSON
JSON.
files, or we are going to deal with the XML files. So most of the people know about this text file, JSON file, and XML file. Now I will introduce some new terminologies. Parquet,
ORC,
ORC.
flat file.
Okay, so like this, we can able to see the some other kind of files also, Parquet, Avros, ORC. Now, whenever we are going to read the data, for example, my requirement is I want to read data from the text file, load the data into Parquet format. That activity is nothing but ingestion. So I'm telling in the simple words. In the coming classes, we'll discuss in the detail. Just for understanding you easily, I'm telling that whenever we are reading the data from one format, and if you are writing the data into other format, that activity simply we can call it as nothing but ingestion.
That means converting.
Yeah, sir, got it. Sir, not more than 1 second. So what's the difference between the data architecture or data designing? Yes, first, third or fourth point is data architecture. Data architecture or data designing data. Na?
Data.
If
as a data architect, they are going to perform the data architecture.
Yeah, I got it. If a person work on data architecture, they are simply just like who create whole pipeline, like where to
Yes.
data command, where
No,
to go.
they will define what all are the different cloud services we need to use in the
We
project.
need to
So earlier
use.
someone asked the question, right? Whether we need to go with the one storage layer or we need to go with the two different storage layers. All these kind of decisions will be taken care by our cloud data architect as part of our
Architecture,
real-time projects by depending on the project requirements.
right? Or data designer. Data designing means
Data modeling, you mean?
no. Or in second point, data designing.
Yeah,
Data
this is the
design.
designing. Designing is nothing but we need to build the system, right? So, for example, data architect decided said that you need to use this kind of service as part of this project. Now, as a cloud data engineer, what we are going to do here, we are going to build a pipeline. As part of building the pipeline, we are going to use the different kind of cloud services. That activity only we are calling it as a designing activity.
No, what are those services and technology we need to use that thing create our data architecture or data designer designing
Yeah,
means
I'm typing here which data services we need to use.
Right.
Will decide by architect.
Architect.
Okay.
Or
How
designer.
we are using those data services.
How we are using.
This is nothing but designing activity. How we are using. So what data services we need to use is the decision making by data architect. How we are going to use those data services in our project, that is the activity, nothing but we are calling it as a designing or preparing our pipelines as part of the real time. Hope it is clear.
Yeah, little bit. How means how we are using data.
See, how means, so for example, here you want to use the S3 bucket and you want to use the AWS EMR, for example, and in the AWS you want to use the SNS, and in the AWS you want to use the some other services. How, so for example, as a data architect, I will say, go and use these 5 to 6 different services, but in which order we need to use those services as per the requirement, that will be nothing but that is the activity we are calling it as a designing activity.
Okay, got it.
Okay, if you have any confusion, we'll discuss about that in detail in the coming classes. Don't worry.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. That's the reason I mentioned that, just to try to see the responsibilities at the high level, but by end of this course, you will understand each and every statement here, whatever I mentioned. After 45 or 50 days, you are in the position to explain what is the meaning of designing, what is the meaning of data modeling, what is the meaning of data integration. All these you will explain yourself after completion of 40 to 45 to 50 days of our course.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Actually, I used to work on top of AWS. Azure. We used to create the pipelines in ADF, right? In Azure.
Yes.
Like, you know, what is the tool that we are going to use in Google?
In the Google, we are having the data proc and we are having the data composer. So these are the different services we are having in the GCP. By using those, we can able to perform, we can create the pipelines and we can orchestrate the pipelines as per our requirement.
Okay. I mean, it will also having the tools like
Okay. Then I will,
like,
one second. I will show you then. So just quickly, I will cover that. See, actually here I mentioned what are the different services we are having in the AWS and Azure and GCP. So earlier, if you remember what I told you, for the purpose of doing computing activities, storage activities, database related activities, and big data activities, we are coming to the cloud. Now, this is the category session. Now, this is the kind of the type of the service. Now here you can able to see in AWS, what is the service we are going to use. In the Azure, what is the service we are going to use. In the GCP, what is the service we are going to use. So this is the information. Actually, whatever the handout we shared yesterday, in that handout, you can able to see in the AWS, what is the service we are using, respectively, what is the service we are using in the GCP. All that information you can able to see in the handout, whatever we shared yesterday. Or from here also, you can able to see at high level. Okay. Yep. Any other questions, team? Yeah, before asking the question, just I want to summarize one last thing. So with that, I can able to open it for all the people for asking the questions. Now before that, just yep. Okay, these are the also questions we'll discuss after 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Yeah, just I want to discuss about the course plan, because this is the one important thing that if you want to join the course, you want to understand what is the timings and everything. Okay, I will tell you. So from 24th onwards, we are going to start the batch. Okay, don't think that suddenly from the technical side why we came to here, because most of the people join the demo to attend the course only. That's the reason. Just I want to spend quickly 5 minutes. So what is our plan and what is the timings and how we are going to have the sessions? Just quickly I will summarize in the 5 minutes. With that you can able to take the decision whether you want to join the course or not. Okay, 24th onwards we are going to start the batch, and the timings are 8:30 to 4:30, which is nothing but it's around 8-hour session. Now immediately people get the lot of confusion. Sir, 8 hours, how we can able to bear you? So see here, continuously 8 hours, we are not going to discuss about the topics. So out of these 8 hours, 4 to 4.5 hours will have classes. And remaining time, you need to perform the practice. And actually this plan, we are calling it as a JOIP plan, which is nothing but job oriented intensive plan. So for that reason, we are expecting you people need to participate for 8 hours, either online or offline. 8 hours is nothing but 8:30 to 4:30. And in these 8 hours, we are going to have the classes for 4 to 5 hours. And remaining time, you are going to perform the practice. And actually here we are going to, one second. So these are all the topics yesterday we discussed. So these are all the topics we are going to cover as part of our classes: GCP, big data system, Databricks, integrations of all these things, data warehouse concepts, Python concepts, database concepts, agile process, Git process, Confluence, mock interviews, resume preparation, career guidance. All these things we are going to cover as part of our classes. Okay, so if you want to cover all those things, definitely we need to have good amount of time. At the same time, if we are going to explain everything, you won't understand. Compulsory, you need to perform the practice. That's the reason we are going with the ahead with the 50-50 model. 50-50 is nothing but 50% classes and 50% practice. Okay, without practice, you won't able to understand whatever the things we are discussing in our plumbing classes. That's the reason compulsory we need to go ahead with the 50-50 rule, 50% classes and 50% practice. And timings are 8:30 to 4:30, and 4 hours we are going to have the classes, and remaining classes we need to do the practice. Now, next one, just quickly I will show you timings. So see here, hope you are able to see my screen. So this is the timings. 8:30 to 10, you are going to have the class, and 10 to 10:30, you are having the break or you are going to have the practice, and 10:30 to 11:30, practice one. So why you are calling here practice and practice? Because so immediately if you want to do the without having the breakfast, you can't able to perform the practice, right? That's the reason half an hour for break. Then 10:30 to 11:30, you can do the practice. Again from 11:45 to 1 p.m. you are going to have the class. Then lunch break. Again 2 to 3:30 you are going to have the class. Again 3:30 to 4:30 you need to perform the practice, which is nothing but total you are going to get the 3 slots for the purpose of doing the practice, and 2 slots for the break, and 3 slots for the classes. Okay, now class 1, class 2, class 3. So what I told you, out of 8 hours you are going to have the 3 classes in a day. Here I mentioned all the 3 classes on my name only, but sometimes what will happen is I will take only one class. Srinivas sir will take only one class, and this person, for example, person 1 will take one more class, and person 2 will take other class. And some days what will happen is I will take 2 classes and person 1 will take 1 class. Sometimes I only will take all the 3 classes. So by depending on my schedule, by depending on my office timings, one day, some days I will take only 1 class, some days I will take 2 classes, some days I will take all the 3 classes myself. This is the plan we are going ahead. Okay, now immediately people will get the question, sir, what this P1, person 1 and person 2 is going to teach? This person 1 will teach about the Agile course, Agile process, and this person will teach about Git process, and person 2 will teach about the communication skills. Okay, don't expect I need to teach the communication skills, I need to teach the Agile process, I need to teach the Git process. I won't able to take care of all these things, right? Other people will take care of these basic things: Agile process, Git process, communication skills. These kind of topics other people will taking care. But whatever the main topics are required, like a database, Python concepts, big data, GCP, all these things I will take care. But by depending on the my schedule, some days I will take 1 class, some days I will take 2 classes, some days I will take the 3 classes. But this schedule I will inform you one day prior. Based on that, you can plan yourself. So immediately you will ask the question, sir, we don't know when you are going to take the 3 classes on that day, when you are going to take the 2 classes, or when you are going to take the 1 class. So what I'm telling here, we will share the schedule 1 or 2 days prior. Okay. Now one question from my end, every day, whether I'm going to take the class or not. Team?
Yeah, every day.
Every day, every day, definitely I will take 1 class. 1 class is definite. But some days I will take 2 classes, some days I will take 3 classes, by depending on my feasibility, by depending on my office meetings and everything. So most of the times I will take the 2 classes. Rarely I will take the 3 classes. Occasionally I will take the 1 class. Because if I'm not sharing this information now itself, after a few days, people are raising the concern saying that, sir, taking only 1 class. Initially, he mentioned 3 classes, but he is taking the only 1 class every day. So such kind of concerns we saw from the people and students. That's the reason clearly I am informing today itself. I will take 1 class or 2 classes or 3 classes by depending on my schedule, and whomever other people are taking the classes, they will take the classes for the basic things like Agile process, Git process, and communication skills. Whatever the important topics are there, every important topic I will cover from my end to all the folks. Any questions on the schedule, sir? Please ask me. Yeah, one more important thing, sorry. Holidays. Do we have the classes for 7 days or any holiday? So don't expect any holiday on Saturday and Sunday. No holiday on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday also we are going to have the classes. I will give holiday either Wednesday or Thursday. Again, same will inform you before 2 or 3 days. Okay, weekly you definitely are going to have 1 day holiday, but that holiday is not on the weekends. Either Wednesday or Thursday you are going to have the holiday. So that also we are going to inform you before 2 or 3 days, and occasionally I can able to say might be will give holiday on weekends. Weekends is only 1 day. Don't assume that again 2 days only. So only 1 days. Okay, so this is the plan at high level. So we are going to have the 8 hours class. Out of 8 hours, 4 hours we are going to discuss about the topics, and remaining 4 hours we are going to perform the practice. And coming to here, daily either I will take 1 class or 2 class or 3 classes by depending on my requirement, so by depending on my schedule and by depending on my meetings in the office. And whenever I'm not there, some other people will take the classes. Those are for basic topics like Agile process, Git process, communication skills. Such kind of topics will be covered by my team. And coming to holidays, every weekend we are going to have the classes, and either Wednesday or Thursday we are going to provide the holiday. That information we are going to share with you before 2 or 3 days. And one more last thing here, duration of the course 45 to 60 days. Don't come and ask me, sir, when classes will complete. So I will take care of all the things only. If requires, we'll extend the classes till 60 days also. I will try to complete by 45 days. But sometimes what will happen is we won't able to cover all the topics in the 45 days. In the situation, you need to spend extra time. Okay, this is your responsibility. Don't think that you promised within 45 days you complete the course, but you are not completing the class within the 45 days. If you want, I can able to complete the classes in the 45 days also. But what I will do, I will skip some of the topics. I will cover the topics very fastly. With that, I will cover all the things in the 45 days. But what will happen? Quality will reduce. For that reason, my intention here is I want to cover each and every topic in the very detailed way. That might take 45 days or 50 days or 55 days or 60 days also. Please be prepare yourself, minimum 45 days and maximum 60 days. This is the duration. And some people are asking about resume preparation. We will take care of that. And some people are asking about the career guidance. Don't worry, we will take care of that. And some people are asking about mock interviews. We will take care of that. And projects, we will take care. So coming to projects, just I want to add one thing. We will discuss about 4 use cases. So when I'm telling about 4 use cases, people are thinking it differently. I can able to say it's a kind of a projects or use cases. And this you can include in your resume. And you are going to perform the practice also for all these projects. You are going to perform all these use cases or projects in the class as a project. Here we are going to provide the one more support, which is nothing but explanation of the project. This very, very important thing. Please try to understand, Andy. Explanation of the project. It means if you are already real-time employee, after completion of the course or after 30 to 40 days of the close, after 30 to 40 days of the course, what you can hear is you can explain your project requirements and your project architecture to me. So what I will do here is I will guide you to convert that project as cloud data engineering project. So please try to understand, don't confuse here. We are going to give the 4 projects and use cases. All those projects we are going to do the hands-on in our classes. That is clear. Okay. And what is this one? Explanation of the project. For example, if you are the real-time employee, already you are working in one of the project. If that project is having any database system, or if you are dealing any data in that project, please explain that project to me one-on-one and explain the requirements of your project and explain the project architecture to me. With that, what I can do here is I will give the guidance to you how you can able to convert that project as cloud data engineering project to put in your resume. But tell me, is it going to happen in the class or one-on-one? This is the kind of one-on-one session between you and me, Andy. So with each and every one, I'm going to have this kind of one-on-one session. Whomever is expecting this kind of support, just from your side, you need to bring the project requirements. You need to bring the project architecture. With that, I will provide this kind of support to you. This is one thing. And second thing is coming to non-real-time employees. So coming to non-real-time employees from your friends or relatives who are working in real time. Okay. So for example, if you are the non-real time employee or a non-IT employee, from your friends or from your relatives, try to bring one project. Again, same thing, explain the project requirements, explain the project architecture of that project. Then I will guide you and help you to convert that project to cloud data engineering project, and that project you can put into your resume. So now what is the advantage of this activity is, now see here, for example, if 50 people are going to join this course, for all the 50 people, I am going to explain the same project. Next batch, again, for example, 50 or 60 people are going to join. For those people also, I will explain the same project. Now, all these 100 people are putting the same project in the resume. Automatically, what will happen? During the interviews, interviewer can able to easily understand you are a real-time employee or you are a fake employee. Even if you are the real-time employee, whether you did the hands-on or you learned the course. To avoid such kind of issues, we are giving this kind of support. Please try to bring your project to me and try to explain your project requirements and architecture. I will guide you. I will support you. I will try to explain you how you can able to put your project as a cloud data engineering project into your resumes. This is the one more support we are providing. Please try to understand that accordingly you can able to plan. Sir, I don't have the real-time experience or my project is not having the data. In the situation, my suggestion is you can take any one of the project here, whatever we are going to explain. Okay, any questions on this, please ask me.
Yeah, thanks, sir. It's a very good curriculum. Sir, so in this course, SQL included?
Yeah, so actually, if you see this slide, database concepts, right? Database concepts is nothing but we need to cover the SQL only. So you should have very in-depth knowledge on the SQL side. In the real time, most of the times we are going to play with the data by using the queries. Now, to join the course, already if you are having the knowledge, well and good. If you don't have any kind of knowledge, no worries. We are going to cover each and every topic from the basic level to till advanced level as part of our classes on the database concepts and Python concepts. So Python is a programming language only. So if you are having knowledge on Python, well and good. If you don't have any kind of knowledge on Python, we are going to cover each and every topic from the Python concepts, which is required in the real time. So if you are already having knowledge on Python database, well and good. If you don't have knowledge, we are going to cover all those concepts in very detailed way as part of our classes, and we are going to provide the assignments you need to perform the practice. With that, you can able to get the good knowledge on Python concepts and database concepts, which are very important if you want to clear the interviews or if you want to work in the real-time projects.
Okay. Sir, I have
Any
a
other
small
questions,
doubt,
please?
sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, do we need to bring our own laptops or you will provide any system?
Yeah, so this is one more important. So yeah, forgot to mention. Thank you. You informed that. So please bring your own laptops.
Okay, sir.
This is one thing. And second thing, you should have credit card or debit card, because we are going to create the GCP account. If you want to create the GCP account, so it is going to ask the credit card or debit card only. So that's the reason compulsory you should have the credit card or a debit card. And someone will ask the question, what is the configuration of laptop? Better maintain 8 GB RAM and Windows 10 or 11 by depending on your convenience. This is the laptop configuration.
Sir, it needs
Hope it is
any
clear.
graphic card or no?
No, graphic cards are not required. It's a normal laptop would be. So we are not doing any graphics, right?
Okay.
Or we are not doing any kind of visualizations at high level. So normal thing would be suffix.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, team. Any other questions? Yep. Coming back to So sorry, I will give 1 minute pause. So any questions, please ask me.
So, sir, if someone have, okay, continue.
Yeah, actually, currently it is less opportunities maybe in the IT side. So it is right or wrong? Can you explain that?
Yeah, that's the question I'm going to discuss. Rishan is coming, right? Now you tell me people, if Rishan is coming, will it impact only one technology or it will impact all the technologies?
All the technology.
It will impact
all
sectors. Or I can say it will impact all technologies. Okay. This is one thing. And I can able to say, see, actually from last 3 years onwards, we are hearing about this Rishan. But Rishan came in the partial Rishan came in the US, but coming to Indian market, so far no Rishan and so no need to worry about that. But going forward, what will happen is actually I can able to say 1 year back in India or in Hyderabad, at least I can able to say we are having huge openings in the market, which is nothing but I can able to say here we are having 1,000 openings. Just for example, I'm saying we are having 1,000 openings in the market. But now if you see these 1,000 openings becomes to around 600 to 700, which is nothing but I can able to agree. I will agree. Number of openings are decreased. But tell me, is it become 0 or is it become off? No, right? Because of recession or because of the recession fear or because of budget adjustments or other things, companies are decreased the recruitment process. Okay, earlier they did the recruitment very aggressively, but now they are doing the recruitment in the slow and steady manner. That's the reason now in the market we can able to see the less number of openings compared to the before 1 year. But before 1 year we are having 1,000. People, can you please go on mute, whomever is not talking? Okay, now we are having the 600 to 700 openings, which why I'm giving this sample figures is, don't assume that whenever recession came, everything is going to close. Not like that. Number of openings or number of things will reduce. And in the situation, what you need to do, for example, just I'm giving an example. Now we are having only 300 openings. As a data engineer, only you are having 300 openings. Now, when you are having the 1,000 openings, you are getting the job after 10-15 interviews. Now you tell me, for example, if we are going to have the 300 openings, by when you need to get the job? You need to wait for 10-15 interviews, or within 2-3 interviews only you need to get the job?
We need to wait.
I can able to say within 2-3 interviews only you need to try to get the job, because we are having you are only saying that we are going to have the less number of openings. Whenever we are going to have the less number of openings, within 2, 3 or 4 interviews you need to get the job. Whenever we are going to have the more openings, then what will happen? If one interview you are going to fail, you are going to get the one more call. If that is also going to fail, you are going to get the one more call. But in this situation, if number of calls are going to reduce, then you should be in the position to clear the interviews in very short span of the time. But if you want to achieve that such kind of thing, what you need to do? You need to learn all the things whatever we are discussing. And you should be very aggressive to learn and practice. Okay, see, I'm not giving any kind of diplomatic answer here, Andy. So here, what I'm trying to explain is, if recession came, then number of openings will decrease, but it will not become zero. It will comes as a, it will decrease to 40 to 50%. Still, we are going to have the openings. For example, if it is decreased to 30%, only 300 openings are there in this example, then what we need to do, within the 2-3 interviews only, we need to get the job. But when you can able to get the job within the 2-3 interviews, you need to learn everything perfectly, and you need to do the practice perfectly. You need to attend the classes perfectly. With that, automatically within the 2-3 interviews only, you can able to get the job. So this is my answer from the Russian perspective. Any questions or any other questions on this one, please ask me.
Yeah,
Any
right, sir.
placements? Any placements?
Placement side, from our side, we are not doing any placements, and because as a data engineer or as a cloud data engineer, minimum you should have to put the 2 to 3 years of experience. Maximum I can able to say you can put the 5 years experience.
Yeah,
But you have to put the 2 to 3 years. When we can able to
yeah,
conduct the placement
sir.
drive, if you are the one second, if you are the fresher, then we can conduct the placement drive. But coming to here, what we are doing, you are going to put the 2 to 3 years of experience in your profile. For 2 to 3 years of experience, generally companies will not come for any kind of drives to the institutes.
Okay, that is my question, sir. So there was no opening in big data and data engineering field like fresher for freshers, right?
No, come again. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I'm saying
For
there
freshers
is
who are
no
asking?
there is no opening for freshers like in big
No,
data
no,
or data engineering
yeah,
field.
no, I will cover this. See, coming to freshers, I will say. So, for example, if you are going to put the 3 to 4 years of experience, might be you will get the job within 1 month or 3 weeks or within 2 months. But if you are a fresher, to get the job on data engineering side or big data side, you need to spend 4 to 5 months of time. It's open statement
Right.
only. I'm not hiding anything. You need to wait, because as a fresher, generally companies won't focus for any particular technology. They will schedule, they will conduct the some kind of written test on those things. And if you are going to select in the written test, they will conduct the general interviews. In the interview, they will ask what you know. In that interview, if you are going to say, I'm having knowledge on data engineering, I'm having knowledge on big data, I'm having knowledge on Python, then what will happen? They will impress you. Then they will recruit you into their company. Then they will give some other trainings. Okay, whatever the requirement they are having, they will provide the trainings on that. But for this, what will happen? You need to wait for the 4 to 5 months. Okay, and one more thing, in our institute, we are connecting mega drives, but this is purely for freshers. Now you tell me, if you are going to learn the data engineering, will you be able to attend this mega drive or not? You can attend, but here you need to clear the written test. That written test might be on the testing side or programming side. We don't know, right? Because their company, what is the requirement they are having, we don't know. So as a for the freshers, we are conducting the mega drives in the institutes. But for those people, they are going to ask the questions from the different perspective, the testing perspective or programming perspective. But if our luck is good, then they will ask the questions from the data engineering side also. But I'm not going to give the guarantee. So they are going to get, we are going to convert the mega drives for data engineering classes, data engineering course, or we are going to convert the mega drives for cloud data engineering. We are not giving any such kind of guarantee. But for freshers, we are having the mega drives. But if you want to get the job as a data engineer for the fresher, at least you have to wait for 4 to 5 minutes. But as an experienced person, you can able to get the job in 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 2 months only. But tell me, is it the guarantee statement?
No, it's not guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed, because you need to do the practice and you need to attend each and every class. For example, so generally first 1 or 2 days, people are having a lot of interest to ask the questions, but after 10 days or 15 days, slowly people will take the leaves. If you are going to take the 3 to 4 days of leave in this course, 3 into 4, every day we are going to take the 4 hours class, 3 into 4, which is nothing but you are missing the 12 hours of class. If you are going to miss the 12 hours of class, automatically you cannot able to understand what we are discussing in the remaining classes. That's the reason you should have more commitment, you should have more enthusiasm, and you should have more excitement to learn each and everything. Whatever the excitement you are having today, same excitement you need to continue till when?
Yeah, right, sir. So let's take second scenario, sir. When I put 2 to 3 years experience, how to justify?
No, what is your year password on it?
Second scenario, like
no, I'm asking
put
your year password, 2023 or 22 or
22,
21, 20.
2020.
22 is not impossible. It's impossible, right? If you want to put the 2 to 3 years of experience. See, for example, if you are the 2020 pass out, or if you are the 2018 or 19, then you can put the 2 to 3 years of experience. But if you are the 2022 pass out, how you can able to put the 2 to 3 years of experience? It's impossible.
Yeah, I can put like I'm to pass out 2020, 2021, 2022, 2 years, and in
No, you pass in
2023,
22. How you can put the experience from 21?
basically
If you
in
pass it
BTech.
in 2020, if you pass on the 2022, how you can put the
No,
experience from 21?
2020. I'm saying 2020.
Oh, sorry, it's my
2022.
mistake. So I heard it as a 2020. It's my mistake. Yeah, if you pass in 2020, then you can put the experience.
Yeah. So
You
how
can
to
put 2 to 3
justify?
years. My
Yeah.
suggestion is you can put the 3 years of experience, and you can able to say you worked for 3 years on the same data engineering project. Whatever the project we are explaining in the class, that project you can put in your resume. Otherwise, you can bring one project. I will provide the support to explain the project. With that, you can put that project in your resume.
Okay, that thing clear. I can put project and interview clear.
Yes.
So how to justify documents? Means they are asking what you are doing for 2 to 3 years. If I say I'm work on real time project, so in any company, so we need to
No.
take
So see
care
here, you are
experience.
going to put the 2 to 3 years of fake experience, but regarding that fake certificates and other thing, we are not going to provide any kind of support to give the fake certificates. If you want, just you can have a word with the admin team. So quality that admin team is there, right? So you can check with them. Might be they will give some other information about that. But from my side, at least I can able to say I don't have any information about the fake certificates and all these things. What I can provide the help here is resume preparation side, career guidance side, how you can able to put the projects in our resume. Such kind of support I can able to provide from my side. But if you are expecting any kind of certificates and all these things, please have a discussion with the admin team in the quality
Yeah,
part.
no, I'm just I'm asking your personal opinion. So what I need to do basically, what is the best for me?
No,
I
there is
need to
no personal opinion for this, Sunday. That is your choice.
yeah,
See,
but
going with the fake experience is illegal. First thing, okay.
right,
If you
right.
ask me, if I'm going to say yes, what you will say out later? You only said that you can go ahead with the fake experience. So you will say all these things, right? That's the reason there is no personal opinion, and you can take some opinion from the your friends or relatives. So with that, you can take the decision.
సార్ అండ్ యాక్చువల్లీ నేను ఆన్లైన్ లో క్లాసెస్ వింటున్నాను అండ్ ప్రాక్టీస్ వైజ్ ఒకవేళ మీన్స్ పైథాన్ ఆర్ పైస్పార్క్ ఆర్ ఎస్క్యూఎల్ ఎలా నేను ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి?
Yeah, see, actually here you are going to create the Google account, GCP account. This is first thing. So if you are going to have the GCP account, in that account you can do the everything, practice and everything. First thing, okay. Second thing, if we are going to discuss about the Python or DB concepts, we will explain how to installation of the softwares. We will explain to you, okay. With that explanation, what you can do, you can install all these softwares into your personal laptop or desktop. With that, you can able to perform the practice from the home also.
ఓకే, సో అంటే ఇంటి దగ్గర నుంచి సరిపోతుందా సార్? ఆ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ కంపల్సరీ వస్తే బెటర్ అంటారు?
No, my suggestion is please come to offline classes, which is nothing but please come to institute. If there is any 10 to 20% possibility, please come to the offline classes, because in offline we are taking care of each and every person personally. So if you're in online, what will happen? You yourself will distract because of your personal work or because of any other things. You yourself will distract. But if you come to the institute, why you are coming to the institute? To learn the things, to do the practice. Automatically there is no distraction. At the same time, if you come to the institute, you can able to mingle with the other folks also. Together you can able to perform the practice. Together you can able to discuss about each and everything. With that, you can able to get the good knowledge and you can able to get the good practice. But
okay, so
if you are
sir,
really having the tough situation to come to the offline classes, you can go for online. But my opinion, compared to online, offline classes, offline practice and offline classes are the more very good thing. That is my opinion.
right. So you have any branch in north side, sir? Offline branch?
No.
Okay.
We are having branches in Bangalore and Chennai, Vijayawada and Hyderabad, but only in Hyderabad at present we are teaching about the cloud data engineering, not in other branches.
Okay, only in Hyderabad location. Okay.
Only in Hyderabad. Yep.
Yeah. Sir, is this mega drive only for freshers or non-IT persons also?
Yeah, non-IT people, if you're having experience, non-IT people means what?
I mean,
see, fresher is nothing but you need to pass out the BTech in 2023. BTech
yeah,
or MTech,
సార్
BSc,
అది అర్థం
anything.
అంటే ఎందుకు అడుగుతున్నానంటే నాన్ ఐటీ పీపుల్ ఇప్పుడు ఐటీలోకి చేంజ్ అవుతున్నారు కదా. సో యూస్ కేస్ ఉపయోగించి నేను ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ లో వర్క్ చేశానని చెప్పొచ్చు. But e drive only freshers can non-IT కూడా ఉంటుందని. I mean,
yeah, that depends on it. So for example, if Capgemini is coming to for Mega Drive, Capgemini people are having some kind of requirement. So they will say we need only BTech people or BSc people or MTech people. So they are having such kind of requirement. So based on that requirement only, they can able to filter out the resumes. That is first thing. Now coming to second thing, some companies are ready to take the non-IT employees also. In that situation, you can able to attend that company interviews. So that week, so actually Mega Drive will connect for IT employees, IT people and non-IT people. But by depending on the company requirement, we'll allow the people.
Okay.
Hope it is clear.
Okay, cool. I mean, ఒకసారి ఇది నేర్చుకున్నాక ఐ మీన్ కోర్స్ అంతా కంప్లీట్ అయ్యాక ఎలాగో యూస్ కేసెస్ అవి తెలుసుకుంటాం కాబట్టి మన ఐటీ అని చెప్పి వెళ్ళొచ్చు కదా అప్పుడు.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, okay. Okay, sir. Thank
so
you.
if you are confident yourself, then you can able to say you are the IT person and you can able to try for that.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Team, just I will spend 5 or 10 more minutes. Any other questions, please quickly ask. We can able to wrap up.
And maybe chairman sir or maybe sir is saying that out of 50, 16 to 17 members are placed. So what about the remaining, sir? If that
see, you tell me, 50 students are joined.
Yeah.
All these 50 students can able to get the job. First question, is it possible?
Yeah, actually, after at least 2-3 months, they have to do job only.
No. I will categorize here. See, for example, out of this 30, for example, 30 students continue till end of the course and they did the practice. Okay, definitely I can able to say these people can able to get the job. Okay, otherwise you can able to ask the question reverse way. So for example, out of 50, 17 students got the job. Why other people didn't get the job? So for example, if we are not covering all the topics or if you are not teaching properly, how these 17 people can able to get the job? That's not possible, right? So here my intention is I want to say, if you want to get the job within 1 month or 2 months or 3 months or 4 months, and from our side, we will explain each and everything practically, theoretically, and we'll give the assignments and everything. At the same time, from your side also, you need to put the similar kind of commitment, similar kind of, as I told you earlier, you need to put all your efforts. Without putting the first, in this example, 30 students came every day and they got the job. And for example, 10 students, they attended only for 10 days of classes. First 10 days and last 10 days. Now you tell me, can they able to get the job?
Why? Because I'm doing job now, so I have to leave that job and coming to this.
See, that's very bad thing.
Yeah,
no, don't. If anyone is doing the job and if you want to learn the technology, this course, don't leave the job. That is my sincere suggestion. Do it in parallel. Okay, so by leaving the job, if you're coming and if you're not going to get the job, it will create a lot of impact personally to you. My sincere suggestion, sincere advice, already if you're a job holder, please do the job in parallel. Please try to adjust the timings for the purpose of learning this course. That is my sincere advice. See, already a lot of people are struggling to get the jobs, and so unnecessarily if you're leaving the job and if you're trying some different thing, it will create the problem. Otherwise, I can able to say you can quit the job, but you need to put all your 150% efforts here and try to learn the things and try to do the practice. If you are having that much confidence on you, then you can go for resign. But my personal opinion is, or personal suggestion is, already if you are a job holder, don't quit the job. Please try to adjust the timings and please attend the course, try to learn everything, and with that try to learn everything, and with that try to get the job. And once you got the job, then you can go for the resignation. But before getting the job, don't go for any kind of resignations. That's my personal suggestion.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Sir, continuation with the same question. Like, just wanted to
please.
check because like almost there are the times are conflicting, right? The working hours and the course, the class timings are conflicting. The working hours and
if you observe here, that's the reason here I mentioned the timings also. So 8:30 to 10. Definitely, as per my knowledge, companies will start at the 10 only.
Yeah,
might be some companies will start at 10 or 9 only. I can agree.
The only
But so here,
can take 3 classes. Probably if it is on weekends, that should be totally fine. But like before 12,
actually here, coming to here, we are conducting it as a JOIP program. So JOIP nothing but job oriented intensive program. So we need to handle those people. That is the main intention of this program. So I understood. Okay, you are a real-time employee. You cannot able to understand. You cannot able to attend all the 3 classes, which is nothing but all these 4 classes. In the situation, might be you need to go for the regular training. So, but at present, we are not conducting, from my side at least, I'm not conducting any regular training. In coming days, if I am going to conduct any kind of regular training is nothing but every day only 1 hour or 1.5 hour class. So that is the suitable training for you. But at present, I am not conducting any such kind of trainings. In future, if you are going to conduct any such kind of trainings, then you can plan for that. That is future. But at present, I can able to say, try to adjust the timings for 45 to 50 days by taking the permission from your team leader manager. Try to see if there is possibility, try to attend, otherwise your wish, because I can't able to help you there.
2 slots are okay, sir. Like the third class, in some scenarios, that would probably sometimes.
Yeah, see, so mostly I will go with the 2 slots. During the weekends, I will go with 3 slots. Sometimes during the weekdays also, I will go with the 3 slots. For example, if I'm going to commit you, I will go for only 2 slots every day. But if I'm going to suddenly taking the 3 classes on the weekdays, then immediately what you will do, you ask the question, sir, you said some statement on that day, but today you are taking the 3 classes, I can't able to attend. So that's the reason I don't want to take any such kind of things. And there is the possibility on weekdays also, I will take 3 days of classes, but mostly I will take the 3 days of classes on the weekends. Sometimes I will take the 3 days of classes on the weekdays. Otherwise, I can able to say, we are going to provide the recordings. If you are missing any class, you can go through the recording. With that, you can able to understand what we discussed in the class. Okay, that is the temporary solution I can able to say for you. Is it
any
fine?
ideas for like when regular classes would start, or like any
Regular
plan
classes
that
not
you have?
immediately, Andy. So we'll inform you.
Okay, sure.
Not immediately, at least not within next 1 month or 1.5 month. Might be after 1.5 month we'll plan.
So by the time I can
Or there are the chances we won't plan also. There are the chances we won't start the regular classes also, because everything is depending on my schedule only. So that's the reason I'm not giving the guarantee, or I'm not giving the commitment to you. We are going to start the regular batch by depending on my times and by depending on my schedule, we'll plan for that. Otherwise, other faculty might be will start. Don't expect I am going to start the regular classes. Might be other faculty can able to start the regular classes. If anything, if any such things are going to happen, we'll send the message to you. You can attend the demo. If you're interested, you can join that faculty classes also. No issues.
Sure.
Sir, you
Regular
are
sessions
also
means in the 9 to 5 class type, sir. Regular sessions means.
Sorry, can you please repeat?
I mean, regular classes means in the sense 9 to 5 like that, not.
No, it's not a 9 to 5, just 9 to 1:30. Regular classes in the sense, sorry, not 1:30. It's 9 to 10:30, or by depending on the time. For example, if I'm having the time, I can conduct the class from 7 to 8:30 also morning time, or night time might be 8 to 9:30 evening time.
Okay.
So because if you're coming as a regular training, indirectly you are a real-time employee. So for real-time employees, mostly these are the suitable timings, right? So accordingly, I will plan that. But not sure. Definitely, I'm saying that there only 50% chances for the regular training from my side at least. If any other faculty is going to start, we'll let you know. You can attend the demo. Based on that, you can take the decision yourself.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You are available in the office, sir, daily, or can you please give me your contact? Can you please give me your contact number, or you are available in the office?
No. You can reach out to the admin team and they can able to guide you for any kind of thing. And I will be available in the institute. In a week, I will be available in the 4 days. Out of 7 days in institute, I will be available for 4 days. Whenever you want to discuss anything, directly you can come to me and you can discuss in the offline.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Actually, sorry, I missed some of the questions people asked here. So this we covered indirectly, database, then which cloud is having. Okay. Question is coming, we discussed. Okay, so which cloud is having the more calls on it? So actually I can able to say for all the technologies, we are having the equal number of calls, but very simple answer for this question. Just to open any job sites. So don't need to trust my words, just to open any job sites and search for data engineer or search for cloud data engineer. You can search for these 2 keywords. Okay, and just verify. So whether we are having the calls or not for data engineering and cloud data engineering, we are having the calls or not. Based on that, you can take your decision. So for example, if you ask this question to me, what I will say simply, for GCP, you are having the good number of calls, come and join the course. But instead of trusting my words, what I can able to say here is, we are having the job sites like Naukri and Monster, or we are having the LinkedIn. Just to go there, search for data engineer roles or search for cloud data engineer roles, search for that. And based on that, just analyze yourself. which one is having the more number of calls. Accordingly, you can able to take your decision. And just I want to let you know, actually in our institute, we are connecting GCP Cloud Data Engineer, and we are connecting Azure also, Azure Data Engineer, and we are going to start the AWS Data Engineer also. So don't assume that we are having only GCP data engineer. We are having GCP data engineer, we are having Azure data engineer, and we are going to start the AWS data engineer. For GCP data engineer, I am the faculty. And for AWS, might be I only will be the faculty. And coming to Azure data engineer, at present, other faculty is teaching. His name is Anand. Might be in future, I will also teach the Azure data engineer. But at present, I am teaching only GCP data engineer. These two are future. So why I'm telling is, for example, after searching, you felt that, okay, Azure is having the more calls. Okay, you can come and attend the Anand demo. Already he's connecting the courses. If you are fine, you can join his course. Otherwise, after a few days, I will start the Azure data engineer also. If you want, you can wait till that time and you can join my classes. Your wish. Just I'm saying that don't depend on my words. Please go to job sites or LinkedIn, search for data engineer and cloud data engineer. If you're satisfied with the number of calls during your analysis, then only please come and join the course. Okay,
Regarding fee structure, please once again repeat, sir. Fee structure.
Fee structure, can you please check with the admin team? Because they will explain better, because I am not focusing on the fee structure, because they can explain that in the very detailed way, and they're having a good amount of time also. So please check with the admin team once. That's my sincere session. Okay, any other questions? I hope indirectly I cover the most of the questions. Still, if you're having any other questions, please come and meet me personally. I will try to explain. Actually, on Monday, I will be available in the office. And from Monday onwards, we are going to start with the regular batch. And the class timings are from 8:30. So please plan accordingly. And please come and meet me personally. If you're having any personal questions or any other thing, I will try to guide you. Okay. With that, I am planning to wrap up today. Thank you, team. Thank you all. So we'll meet on 24th in the regular classes.
Hello. Hello.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, he left.